Friday, you bastard.
The sky is falling.
This weekend, North Korea, Iraq, Libya, Syria. It's the Weapons of Mass Destruction World Tour. Coming to the Botulitis Coliseum. Only the strong survive. Saturday, see Randy Racing, Cyanide Sam, and The Undertaker. Annihilate the Axis of Evil in a steel cage dead lumberjack match. Also scheduled to appear Cholera, Hoop and Mouth, and Stone Dead Steve Austin. Unleash the power. Can you smell what Steve Sarin is cooking? And Sunday, the crowd will shake, the world will quake with the atomic thunder of Andy Anthrax, Big Al Qaeda, Mean Mr. Mustard, and Goldberg in the World Heavyweight title match. Feel the sting of a sore loser in the Smallpox Battle Royale. There is no vaccine when you catch the fever of contagious hand-to-hand Mortal Kombat. The Weapons of Mass Destruction World Tour. This weekend at the Botulitis Coliseum. He's up on Saturday at 6.
9:02 at 560 WQM. Happy Friday to you. Let me give a little seminar here, okay, to some in the building who don't seem to understand the definition of a backstabber. See, a backstabber is somebody who skulks around behind the scenes and, tries to get people canned and create problems for them and blame other people for their own failures. That's a backstabber. I don't play that game. I come, right out here in the open. I'll tell you right to your face. I think you're a putz, I think your show sucks, or whatever it is I want to say about you. I'm just talking in general, not anybody specific. Follow what I'm saying? See what I'm saying?
No, I know.
So I think some people need to have explained to them what the difference is between a backstabber and somebody who's at least open and honest enough to tell you what they really think. Right to your puss. Follow what I'm saying, Mo? And by the way, as far as Zach is concerned, watch your back, because when I come in this morning, there are notes posted all up and down the hallway. So everybody must be onto this now. Saying, watch your back, Zach, you're going to be next. I guess the deal is he's the next scapegoat for the morning's bad ratings because he hasn't gotten Mo enough good guests. That's what I'm hearing. Now let's see, we had Carolyn, the Beast, who's unprofessional, which we saw yesterday with that terrible display on the update. And now it's going to be Zach. Now, Zach, who happens to be an okay guy, but he can't afford not to be working for even 5 minutes. Because to maintain that girth, he needs to continue shoveling it in there. I have never, any time that I've been here, and I walk around that corner to go take a leak, which is the only time I dare venture out in the hallway there. I don't want to trip over that bag. But, he's shoveling it down in there. Maybe it's stress eating, A lot of us fat people, we understand what that's all about. Stress eating. Poor Nell Carter, if she would have cut that out. Nell Carter?
She died?
Yeah. Nell Carter, 54. Everybody liked Nell Carter. She was fun, But then again, fat. Diabetes. She had a brain aneurysm a few years ago.
The fun people are the fat people.
And the fat people are the dead people. That's right. Nell Carter, 54, TV and Broadway star, died yesterday suddenly. Found by one of her 13-year-old sons in Beverly Hills. And
she died?
Yeah. Also, your good close friend Paul in Fort Myers, who sent you those holiday cards.
Yeah.
Which he asked, did you get them? Yes, he did,
Yes, I
Paul.
got them, and the stickers and everything.
He got all your stickers. It says, not sure if you heard about this, speaking of people dying. With all of the sadness and trauma in the world at the moment, it's worth reflecting on the death of a very important person, which almost went unnoticed last week. It passed by us, and we apologize for that profusely. Guess who died, George?
I give up.
Larry Laprise.
Who?
Well, see, you wouldn't know him by name. The man who wrote the song. In fact, Wayne Hypinga's probably in mourning right now, too, because it was one of Wayne's favorite songs, the Hokey Pokey.
Oh,
He
no.
died peacefully at age 93.
He died?
Yeah. The most traumatic part for his family was getting him into the coffin. It says they put his left foot in, and then the trouble started.
Oh, no.
That's bad, Paul. That's really bad.
You know what? He'd be laughing right now.
Yeah, that's hysterical. Oh, Paul in Fort Myers, what time is your show on? As a matter of fact, hey, Duff, are you listening? Clarence. There's something to think about. They put his left foot in, and then the trouble started. He was doing the hokey pokey. He just didn't want to go all the way in there. And Wayne Hypinga. Remember when Wayne Hypinga was doing the hokey pokey at the Marlins games way back in the beginning?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. It was hokey, and they ought to stick his ass into pokey. Let's talk about the Marlins.
No.
Okay, how's the poll come out from yesterday? And, boy, you talk about psychic abilities again. By the way, is it cold? You just wait till I get started on those assholes. You people, I don't watch the other channels, so they're probably just as bad. You people at Channel 4 News need mental help. Freeze warning, and they've got the graphic in the bottom right hand where they got the 4, and with the temperature and with the icicles coming down below. The icicles on your testicles. Oh, it's going to be so cold. Now, I can understand for the farmers, you know. I'm not insensitive to the agricultural crowd out there and the grape pickers or whatever, but we don't have grapes. What are lettuce pickers?
Strawberries.
Whatever they're picking, nose pickers. But, I mean, for the rest of us, so it was cold. Wow.
Ooh.
And in the meantime, you look it up north, for example, in Toronto, it's like 85 degrees below 0 Celsius, whatever it is. Seriously, wind chill like minus 29. They're not in a panic about it. It's cold. So you put on a coat or a sweater or both, and life goes on. Have any trouble starting your vehicle this morning? None of us did. No.
Oh, I almost slid through a red light. No.
Oh, my God. See, the people here, when you think about under the ideal circumstances on dry pavement, can you imagine most of these people trying to drive up north on the snow and ice? Can you even begin to imagine that? No.
Oh, when it even
not.
starts pishing a little bit. It's like
So
a
the
big
one
nervous
clown on
breakdown.
the, I don't know who he is, one of Brian's underlings there, the Weather Fairy's underlings at Channel 4, he's going on about, keep in mind the 3 Ps, you know. And, of course, we know what the 3 Ps are at Channel 4 and all the other stations here. Panic, panic, and panic. Yeah. It's a freeze alert! Oh, my God! What are we going to do? It's going to be cold for a couple of nights.
I don't know. We closed the windows.
Did you?
Yeah.
I walked, just the way you see me right now, I walked out this morning, got my papers, no jacket, and yeah, it was cold. And I hustled back in the house. I'm not going to say I lingered out there, but I didn't like getting pneumonia. I didn't turn into a human icicle. But it's going to be cold, folks. This is someplace. Anyway, the result of yesterday's pool. And I said my psychic powers, and I go home, I turn on the news, Bob Graham's having heart surgery. Heart surgery for Governor Bob. So he's going to reevaluate after they put the pieces of his heart back together again. Going to reevaluate in March, he may have to drop out. Or not, we'll see. We asked yesterday, who would you prefer to be the Democratic presidential candidate in 2004? 1,165 votes on that. And speaking of votes, look at the way El Presidente's popularity is dropping like a rock from the top of the Empire State Building. Man. Just dropping real fast now as the people are finally starting to catch on. Nobody has 2 nickels to rub together. People are starting to get real antsy about this war that he's insisting on getting going. Oh, and interestingly enough, a couple of things we talked about yesterday, including his appointee to the White House AIDS panel. Well, they just changed their mind. That's right. Jerry Thacker, goodbye, Jerry. Oh, okay, see ya. We'll get into that briefly. Also, that story about the, what do they call it again?
Bug chaser?
Bug chaser. Well, it's a kind of unusual term. That's exactly what they call it. The bug chaser. Come to find out, just like I told you, the guy who planted all the seeds for that in Rolling Stone, he says, oh, I just made it up. He said there might be 1 or 2 crazy people like that trying to get infected with HIV.
But he really doesn't know.
He doesn't know, and he couldn't know. Well, we'll get to that, too. But that's the popular thing nowadays. You gotta bash somebody. 1,165 votes yesterday at a poll. Don't care, they all suck, 297. Bob Graham, 263. This is before we knew about his heart. Don't care, I'll vote for Bush regardless. 212, our usual 18.1%. Isn't that interesting how consistent that number is? You may not be good, but at least you're consistent. Speaking of Bush, Jeb Bush is out of the closet now with his devious plans to subvert the class size amendment.
And they still don't care.
No, they still don't care. Well, that's just the way it is. It's going to cost a lot of money. John Kerry, 139. It may be scary to some, but scary Kerry. War hero. Good guy. Al Sharpton, 55. That's scary. John Edwards, 51. Dick Gebhardt, 34. Isn't that a little bit disconcerting to you? Because if the last thing we need, it's...
Another Dick in the White House?
Gary Hart, 31. Howard Dean, 29. They say Howard Dean was very impressive out there in Iowa, that he was the most impressive of all the candidates speaking. That everybody was just... that he really tells it like it is, doesn't pull any punches. So here's another guy that could come from obscurity, just like some others have done, and who knows. Drew Lieberman, only 24. We're delighted to see that.
Boy!
Chris Dodd, 17, even though George has no idea who that is. And General Wesley Clark had 13 out of 1,172 votes. Pretty good response on there to yesterday's poll, which was kind of like limiting because, let's face it, we got a lot of people out there just say, fat, it's politics, we don't care. Although a lot of people did say that was the number one, they all suck. They all suck, and we're paying a wicked price for it. Now, the poll today is going to be, when we get around to it in a couple of minutes, the poll today is going to be the final runoff, and George would be delighted to hear more. The Lieberman, only 24. We're delighted to see that.
Boy!
Chris Dodd, 17, even though George has no idea who that is, and General Wesley Clark had 13 out of 1,172 votes. Pretty good response on there to yesterday's poll, which was kind of like limiting because, let's face it, you know, so it's not of any interest to them. Oh, here's all these old fuddy-duddies, living in the past. That's okay. Sometimes it's not so bad, reminiscing about good stuff.
It's fine, but aren't we done taking names? Aren't we doing the runoff today?
The runoff is on the poll, but this isn't like rocket science. This isn't going to go down in the Smithsonian Institute of Broad Chasing. This is just for fun. Oh, I forgot. That's right. Since you've been working here, fun is, and he had that second kid. Fun is no longer in George's vocabulary. Remember what it used to be like? Probably not.
No.
We'll write you a book. WQAM, out of business line.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Great.
What about the...
Kind of cold, though, isn't it?
It is cold.
Oh, man, if I were you, I'd be real careful.
I got my gloves on.
Okay.
What about the K-pop tree?
Had it.
Okay, before there was Lindsay Lumber, before there
Had
was...
those, too, Woody. So anyway, speaking of gloves on, the weather fairy had her gloves on last night. Did you see that? You probably don't watch Channel 4 News.
I do watch Channel 4.
She had the black leather gloves, and I was thinking, how soon before the whip and the chains come out, too,
Below the desk.
It would have been bad if they wheeled out Ann Bishop's body right there onto the set.
Internet's back, by the way.
Oh, the internet's back, and I can't look at Tom Brady on my desktop here anymore? I had the cursor right on his crotch, and for the second time this morning it worked. That's all I have to do is put the cursor on. My internet is not back. I'm glad that yours is, but mine ain't doing it. Oh, there it is. Just a little reluctant. Just a little on the reluctant side. And there's the poll. Nice going, Eric. What's your favorite South Florida business that's no longer around? This is the final. This is our runoff after 3 days of herniatic efforts, which got George really psychotic because...
No, building it was fine, but...
Building and how about tearing it down?
They're saying
what was that business they were talking about yesterday in the Grove that they're going to put a big condo complex? Which I never heard of before because the Grove isn't exactly my territory, primarily because it's in Dade County. What's the name? It begins with a T. Tarpon Inn? Is that it? Not Tarks, but it begins with a T, like a big bar. A big bar, and they interviewed some of the patrons there who were really pissed off. Oh, I think it's a disgrace that they're taking this place down. Yeah, they had one guy in there who was 14 sheets to the wind. You didn't see that?
No.
You better start paying attention. You don't know who Chris Dodd is. You don't know about the great watering hole there in the Grove. In fact, one woman was on there saying, this is the Grove, this place. And I'm thinking to myself, if that's the Grove, I thought like Mayfair was the Grove. I thought the railroad tracks were the Grove. I thought Jack Campbell's house was the Grove, Huh? What? You better get with it like I said. No wonder the people out there are starting to turn on you. No wonder Greg hates you like poison.
The tavern.
Okay, the tavern, thank you very much.
Thank you, Carlos.
Thank you. Carlos knew that?
He looked it up.
Oh, he looked it up. Well, that's cheating. That's
cheating.
Cheating. Carlos, disqualified. Put the big DQ next to his paycheck. Oh, today's payday, by the way. Haven't seen Clarence yet with a paycheck, or maybe a bonus check, which may or may not be in today. Haven't seen him with anything. Which, of course, that's when he becomes our hero. Clarence is on payday, or at least mine. Haven't seen him yet. Saw Muff. Had his leather jacket on. He's getting ready for his big debut of Penis Talk this Sunday at 6 to midnight. Let's see. I'm going to vote for one. I'll just vote for one for fun, okay? Not that it makes any difference. Just to get it started so I can see what's going on. The poll is up on NeilRogers.com. This is the final runoff. And what we're going to do is whichever business wins, we're going to, rebuild it. Huh? I think that's a great idea. Don't you like that?
With your money?
No, with my money. With Mitch Hirsch's money. With Rimmer's money. Look at that. It's up. Eastern Airlines got a pair. Uno's Pizza's got two. And it just went up there moments ago. I'm not telling you who I voted for. I didn't, I just punched one. Vouchers proposed to reduce class sizes. Governor says it's cost effective. Yeah. Seeking a dramatic expansion of one of the most controversial measures of his administration, Governor Jebster Bush proposed yesterday allowing local school districts to offer private school vouchers to students in overcrowded classrooms. Is this what the people voted for in that amendment?
No.
No. Does it have any relationship to what they voted for? No. It's a cost-effective way of dealing with this issue. He said many districts won't take it, but so what? Screw them, is what I guess he meant. The option ought to be there for them to consider. The politically charged proposal, which drew immediate fire from Democrats and the sponsor of the class size measure, U.S. Representative Kendrick Meek, was just one of more than a dozen suggestions the governor made yesterday as he unveiled a vision of how the state should move ahead on the class cap measure. If there was any evidence of a devious plan, as he referred to before the election, to undermine class size, this would be one of them, quipped Senator Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Democrat of Pembroke Pines. It's totally inappropriate to empty classrooms by sending kids to private schools. That is not what the voters voted for, under any stretch. So there you go again. And you people wanted him, man. You put him right back in there. He told you he was going to do this. He told you he was going to stick it to you. He didn't give a damn what you voted on that amendment. This is the education governor. How do you like that? The education governor and the public, they just can't, they can't handle it. Man. Who the hell is he kidding? Evidently a lot of folks. Because it's Bush country. In fact, I think Bob Graham ought to run for governor and president. If we get his heart put back together again. Don't you? Governor, senator, and president. Because senator, he'll keep out, what's his name? Mayor Pingo Pequena. Governor, we can get rid of Jeb Bush. And then El Presidente. He can hold 3 orifices all at once. And with those beady eyes of his, man, he could scare them all into shape. 9:27 at 560 WQ. When you left the house this morning, freezing your ass off, did you notice how dirty your car was? You didn't have time to wash it, and those so-called car washers at gas stations just can't get it done right. Well, here's a great idea for you. He'll keep out, what's his name? Mayor Pingo Pequena. Governor, we can get rid of Jeb Bush. And then El Presidente. He can hold 3 orifices all at once. And with those beady eyes of his, man, he could scare them all into shape. 9:27 at 560. A Christian activist chosen by the White House for a presidential AIDS advisory panel is withdrawing his name under pressure after characterizing the disease as the gay plague, along with other anti-homosexual statements. The administration had chosen Jerry Thacker to serve on the Presidential Advisory Commission on HIV and AIDS. He was to be sworn in along with other new commission members next week by HHS Services Secretary Cheesehead Tommy Thompson. Yesterday, however, Thacker was sending a letter signaling he would not accept the appointment. Administration officials said. Wait till you hear this. White House Press Secretary Ari Fleischer, while neither confirming nor denying the withdrawal, issued a stern rebuke of Thacker's statements. The views that he holds are far removed from what the president believes, Fleischer said. The president has a total opposite view. The president's view is that people with AIDS need to be treated with care and compassion. How do you like that? Thacker, a graduate of Bob Jones University, is founder of the Scepter Institute. At one point, his biography on the Scepter website referred to AIDS as the gay plague. It now calls AIDS a plague. Thacker has referred to gay people as practicing a death style rather than a lifestyle, and has described homosexuality as a sin that can be cured by Christianity. Yada, yada, yada. There you go. But the good news is, he's out. Oh! Because the heat got turned up too high. You know what I'm saying? And Ari Fleischer rubbed his bald spot and said, that ain't us. That ain't us. Is it back up yet or not?
Yes.
Well, why didn't you tell me that all quite frankly?
Well, you were reading. I was going to wait.
I was much more enjoying out of the corner. You think I can't see Tom Brady's crotch out of the corner of my eye while I'm reading at the same time? Oh, no wonder you don't read stuff on the air, besides the fact that you're boring. 20 before 10 at 560 WQAM, and what's her name? Tante Rose. If you keep talking, she's not going to listen. Maybe we can send Tante Rose to the Emerald Coast, although I wouldn't wish that on them. We wish everybody else on them. In fact, when you go to the Emerald Coast Chinese Buffet, and they got 3, Sunrise, North Miami Beach, and Pembroke Pines, you'll see a lot of big, tubby, fat people in there. But you'll also see skinny people and medium people, all kinds of people with just a great appetite for delicious, good food. Any buffet you go to, there's always big, rotund, disgusting, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
I mean enormous people, like Zach, for example. Start your mouth watering. Don't be picking on Zach. Are you trying to make another Zach attack? Who's going to get it in the back if you don't watch it? Start your mouth-watering experience with 6 different kinds of soups. You can have some of them, all of them, whatever you want. And then sample dozens and zillions of delicious entrees. Everything is fresh. It doesn't sit out there getting like mushy and lumpy for hours. It's all fresh. They got Oriental Surf and Turf on the weekends. New York strip steak made to order at the Gourmet Center, a sizzling Asian grill featuring teriyaki steak, shrimp, chicken, seafood, hand-carved prime rib. The Emerald Coast promotes healthy living, too. They don't use any MSG, no cornstarch, no crap. In fact, they use only cholesterol-free oils in all their cooking. The buffet features a full salad bar, a new sushi bar, and fresh shrimp cocktail, too. An Emerald Coast famous Lobster Fest is back featuring lobster thermidors and lobster bisque. One requirement at the Emerald Coast, leave some room if you can for dessert, because what a great dessert bar featuring phenomenal things, pies and cakes, pastries, ice cream with all your favorite toppings, fresh fruit. They even be having watermelon most of the time. Emerald Coast, you'll find them in Sunrise, the original location in South Florida, Pine Island at 44th Street. They're on Collins Avenue just north of 163rd in North Miami Beach, which used to be a great place, and at the intersection of Flamingo and Pembroke Roads in Pembroke Pines. Emerald Coast accepts reservations, take-out deliveries available too, and when you go in there, be sure and check out the brand new Oriental Chicken Salad as well. Emerald Coast, for reservations, for information, call 954-572-3822. 954-572-3822. Tell them that Skippy sent you in to the Emerald Coast Chinese Buffet.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Puts the lotion in the basket.
Hola.
Hello?
Hola. Tommy Motor residence.
Oh, who is this, the maid?
No, this is the wife, Talia.
I'd like to speak to Tommy Matolia.
Hello, Tommy Motor residence.
Hello.
Gucci, Gucci, Gucci.
Charo?
No, Talia.
Talia. Let me talk to the devil.
Please hold. Tommy. Tommy.
What is it?
You got the phone.
Oh.
Phone.
Hello.
Tommy Mottola.
Speaking.
This is Michael Jackson. You lost your job. You lost your job.
Hey, I didn't lose my job. I stepped down.
Oh, sure. However you want to paint the picture, whatever you have to tell yourself in order to save some sort of face, you do it, but you lost your job.
You know, actually, it's kind of nice to hear your voice.
What?
It's kind of nice to hear anybody's voice.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, can you hear that? That's my Mexican wife. Let me tell you, it was cute for maybe 5-10 minutes a day. But if I got to stay home with her every day, I'm going to go crazy.
You're getting your just desserts, Tommy Mottola, the devil.
All we do is eat Mexican food. Chimichangas, burritos, Tostitos. I got more gas than Exxon.
And you deserve to have the bloat.
Listen, Michael, I'll resurface somewhere. I'll start another label.
Sure you will, so you can destroy the career of other budding artists.
Are we going to Chevy?
Yes, honey, we're going to Chevy's.
Thank you very much.
All right. Oh, jeez. If it's not Chevy's, it's Chi-Chi's. If it's not Chi-Chi's, it's what's that drive-in place?
I don't know what you're talking about. I called to berate you, and all I'm getting is dribble and chimichanga. Admit it, I was the reason you were forced to be fired.
Right, I know, because I'm very, very, very devilish.
I want to live in America. I want to live in America.
You're living in America, all right? Hey, look, Mikey, I gotta go, okay? I gotta take her over to Taco Bell.
Chevy.
Okay.
Chevy's, you want to come with us?
No, I don't want to be seen with you. You are the devil. Though at this point, I am finding myself having some sympathy for you.
All right. I gotta go there, Mikey. Let me tell you something. If I were to fart right now, half the neighborhood would go up. Goodbye.
12 till 10 at 560 WQM. Happy Friday to you. We got the Mad Dog. Let's see, we got the regular pristine schedule today. Mad Dog at 1, Hank at the Super Bowl in San Diego, 3 to 6:30. Oh yeah, that's right, we got a hockey game tonight. Any interest?
No.
6:30 Shitco Panther preview. 7 o'clock, the Panthers at Carolina to play the struggling, falling rapidly Hurricanes. And then after the hockey game, it's Eddie K from GA, 10 to 2, and ESPN Radio overnight. Wow. I would have thought maybe Duff would have done a trial run for Penis Talk tonight overnight. You know, like when nobody's listening, 2 to 6 in the morning would be good. Oh, look at what the poll is already, George. I don't want to tip off anybody that there might be a crank vote on there so far, but
You told me.
these are the finals. Final after a tremendous and exhaustive bit of research on our part. What's your favorite South Florida business that's no longer around? Bobby Maduro Stadium's got 25 votes. Eastern Airlines 14. Six Flags Atlantis Water Park 12. Sunrise Musical Theater's got 9. Hollywood Sportatorium 8, the Playboy Club 8, Wolfie's 5, Uno's Pizza's got 5, Pumpernicks 4, Burton Jack's 4. I bet you Mr. Ego voted for that. Sambo's 4, Wags has 4, Topless Car Wash 4, Peaches 3, Morrison Cafeteria, Incredible Universe, New England Oyster House each have 3. Well, these are like early, you know? Biscayne Babies, Hardee's, Shakey's Pizza, and Wometco Theaters each have 1. 1 vote, each have a pair. 1 vote for Malibu Grand Prix, Hemingway's, J. Byron's, Three Guys Pizza, and Jordan Marsh. With none so far, the Dollhouse and Penrod's. And the day will come soon when we can do this over again and put the Taurus on there. And the people in the Grove will be like falling all over each other to steal each other's pewters so they can vote 10, 20, 30 times for the Taurus. We got real Taurus because there ain't no more Taurus. That's what they're saying in the Grove. Even the Goyim are saying that. Very important facts. Oh yeah, Jerry Springer says he's considering run for the U.S. Senate. Well, good for him. Jerry Springer for the Senate. Oh, did you see, speaking of bizarre people on TV, because as soon as I think of Jerry Springer, I think of Oprah. For some strange reason. You know, it's like afternoon crap that's on the air. Did you see the story on CBS News about the fat-free gene and the mice?
Fat-free jeans?
Fat-free jeans. Yeah, Zach's gonna wear them.
No.
On one leg. Poor Zach. Watch your back, Zach. Because from what I'm hearing, somebody's orchestrating a Zach attack.
Oi!
Better get some damn good guests on there, you know what I'm saying? Pat Riley, Rick Riley, the Lifer Riley. What was his name? Bill Bendix. What was his name on the show? Chester Chester something Riley.
Okay.
Way before you were born.
Oh, no
Long before you were born. and his wife's name was Peg. Anyway, you didn't see the story?
But the fat
it's
sheep?
Incredible.
I've heard about
It's
it before.
unbelievable.
We've been talking about it for years.
For years, we've been watching with alarm as Americans have gotten bigger and bigger and fatter like Zach and the rest of us. Dire warnings about heart disease and diabetes have done little to put a dent in the national appetite, and public health experts are at a loss at what to do. They're running around like Al Martino. What am I going to do? And people are slapping them in the face. Now, listen to this. As CBS News correspondent Elizabeth Kellett reports, researchers at Boston's Joslin Diabetes Center may have the answer. They figured out ways to let mice eat all they want while staying slim, avoiding diabetes and living longer at the same time. And they showed the mice. They showed one of it. Did you see it? They showed the fat, well, he wasn't that big, but they showed the fat mouse, looked kind of like Fat Boy, and then they showed the very slim, trim mouse. And they were eating the same amount. Eating like nonstop. Dr. Ronald Kahn led the research discovered that by knocking out a gene in the mice that controls fat storage, the mice can eat all day long without gaining an ounce. Are you hearing that? You can eat all day long, like Zach is doing there, without gaining an ounce. Now, I don't want to say that any of us are gluttons, although some of us absolutely are. And if they could ever, do something like inject, a little genetic engineering in us. Huh?
Right.
Like put a little splice in our rectum, or wherever they stick it, and we can do that. Well, just the prospect of that. I go for banana split right now. Of course, I think it's too late for me. I think once you're already diabetic, you might have a little problem with that.
Probably.
So like I said, I'll just have the ice cream part.
Until they invent the cure for that with stem cell research.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Well, we're not going to have stem cell research under this bunch we got in there right now because the Lord don't like that stuff, okay? The fetus huggers are very angry about that. And so El Presidente, of course, is controlled, manipulated lock, stock, and bagels by the right-wingers. He ain't going to allow that. And Christopher Reeve ain't too happy about it. It said the difference is striking between the mice and their siblings, one of which has been genetically altered and one not. Well, did we mention about the third baby, the press conference in Toronto, that in Japan we got a third clone baby? Yeah. Anybody seen it?
No.
Anybody believe it?
No.
It says, of course, like a calorie-free dessert, it sounds too good to be true. The research is, after all, only in mice. But even obesity experts like Dr. Louis Arani say the finding could change the way we think about the causes of weight gain. What the study tells us, and now listen to this very carefully, what the study tells us is that the key factor is how much fat you store, not how much you eat, says Dr. Aroni. Dr. Kahn believes there's no reason we can't alter the same genes in people, offering new treatments for the obese. I told you the problem is not eating too much. We need new genes. We need new genes, mister. And for new genes, we go to the goddamn Sawgrass Mills Outlet Mall. Why do people go to that place?
I have no idea.
I can't, for the life of me.
Because they like to walk.
Because they like, well, that's good exercise anyway. You park about 2 miles away, then you walk inside, and it's kind of fruitless because there's about 82 food courts. So when you go inside, you put all the weight on you see what I'm saying? You get all the calories back and then some that you're burned off walking the 14 miles to go inside. Although then you have to walk another 14 to get back to your car. It says we have a chance, we do have a chance, we got a shot. Like Jimmy said, we got a shot to find ways to alter the metabolism of fat such that you could eat and not get fat, said Kahn. Oh, there are people in this audience right now who are just salivating at the prospect. In fact, there are probably many of them running to the refrigerator saying, well, let's get a head start. We don't have the gene in us yet, but let's start now. Oh, it says if such technology is available to people someday, won't it give us license to eat everything in sight? Won't a healthy diet and exercise become casualties of a magic pill? Dr. Kahn hopes not. The goal here is to create a way to stay thin and eat everything you want. That's not it. He says instead the goal is to help those who can't help themselves. Like, for example...
Oh, God.
Yeah, and Fat Boy, and Josh Friedman, and Zach, and a lot of other people around here. I don't want to mention... Well, no, there's a lot of fat people in this building. You'd be the first to admit that. Julio,
it's a fat building.
Engineer, it's a very, very fat building. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hello there, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I got one for you.
Good. George is delighted.
He's gonna be Bambino d'Oro. Who can forget that?
Bambino
Dan Marino
d'Oro.
and Tony Segreto used to broadcast from there.
Right, that's right.
Yeah, and then
by the way, have you seen Tony Segreto lately? I was at the track the other night, channel surfing on my little TV at my table, and I saw Tony Segreto, which I never watched their news, and he's a big part of the reason why. He looks like about 90 years old now, Tony.
Yeah.
He's
you
looking
also
bad.
forgot before Bagel Nosh was Barnaby's Restaurant, Chicago chain.
Matthew Barnaby? Never heard of it.
I don't know about Matthew.
Never heard of it. Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Bambino d'Oro. That one should have been on there. You know, it wouldn't get any votes, but should have been on there, George. We screwed up.
Should have been.
Well, we can't get
They
all of them.
screwed up.
Yeah, that's right. You people screwed up. We give you ample opportunity day after day after day after, calls, faxes, emails, messages in bottles, anything.
100 calls for Pirates World, and they missed that one.
Right, exactly. See, if we would have had one less call on Pirates World and one for Bambino d'Oro, it could actually have been in a running there maybe. And who knows, it might have got vote or 2 or 3. Huh?
Marino would have
Maybe
voted
Danny
for it.
would have voted for it, Danny boy. He'll probably vote for Marino's, even though he doesn't have anything. Is that place still open on 441 in Hollywood, Marino's? It's just down by the Seminoles, by the Indians. I ate in there years ago, and I can't tell you whether it was good or bad, but it's still there, and I don't think it has anything to do with Danny. I don't think he's got any. It's there long before anybody ever heard of him, I believe. Don't you know Marino's?
I've been by it.
On 441.
But not
I'm not
for a long
talking about
time.
going inside, but you know where it is.
Right.
Pretty sure it's still there. Well, we'll find out because this is an area that the audience really likes to stink their teeth into. The gene that lets you eat all you want all day long and not gain an ounce, stay healthy, look trim and slim, look like Brad Pitt, and just as slim as Kelly Craig. Maybe we could get Kelly to get the gene first. You think that's a good idea? Kelly on Channel 6, Bob Soker on Channel 4, two of our good friends who could probably use a little reduction. By the way, speaking of reduction, Carlos, it's bad news, but I hear the reduction in this place is not going to be anybody's waistline, just in your paycheck. Cutting back a little bit. 957 at 560.
How can you go lower than that?
We can't afford all the big bucks we're paying to Carlos over there. Well, those faggots are expensive, you know what? If you'd quit smoking, look at all the money you'd save. What is it, about $20 a pack now?
At least.
Good.
Without tax.
Are you in need of car insurance? Have you gotten tickets in the past or had an accident? Do you have bad credit? Well, if you answered yes to any of these things, here's the number to call, 1-888-506-7283. That's the number for Florida First Insurance. They have the car insurance policy plan for everybody, regardless of your past record. They've got a low down payment for you, and you can get the car insurance you need for as little as $35 a month. Call them now, toll free at 1-888-506-7283. Florida First Insurance offers free quotes. They're family owned and operated with years of experience. You deserve the car insurance that you need, so call them now, 1-888-506-7283. They'll steer you on the right path. If you need home insurance, life, health, or commercial insurance, Florida First Insurance can get you covered. And right now is a special promotion. Stop by any Florida First Insurance location, get you a quote, and you'll get 2 free casino cruise passes, compliments of Las Vegas style marketing, a $60 value, absolutely free. So call 1-888-506-7283, get car insurance quote from Florida First Insurance, and get 2 free casino cruise passes at the same time. Don't forget, no matter what your car history record is, call this number and they'll help you out. 1-888-506-7283. That's Florida First Insurance for all your car insurance needs. 1-888-506-7283.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Friday, you bastards.
Well, I was hanging around the house. I had one hand on my mouse, and my other hand was busy in my pants.
Yes.
Since the day that I was born, I've been into kiddie porn. When my grandma made me do the naked dance, I won't drop the soap if I go to prison. Jerry Paul says I had a good reason. Went online to prepare my book. That is where I went astray. A pedophile online at play. But now I am here to say I won't touch my tool again.
Oh, look at that. There's John Zarella on CNN. He says it's cold. You believe him? It says brutal cold. Freeze warning for central Florida coast and southern inland. He says it's brutal cold. You ready for that? What a bunch of silly people here, you know? Silly people. Yeah, so it got pretty cold. Look at that. He's showing it's 44 degrees wherever the hell he is, 46. Where the hell he's hanging out, John Zarella. 46. Boy, that's pretty bad, isn't it? I don't think we're going to survive, if you ask me. 46 freaking degrees. You better put on your gloves and goulashes, baby.
Hope my pipes don't burst.
I bet you by midnight we'll be up to our goddamn elbows in snow. Hope we got a lot of snow plows down here. Get out the shovels, because, man, they're sure, and it's not snow you're going to be shoveling either. All your TV networks, they're just shoveling it by the pailful. By the bucketful.
Weather a blessing. It'll sweeten up the fruit, ripen up.
It'll sweeten up your fruit. There you go. What more could you want? A little cold weather sweetens up your fruit. They snuggle up real close to get warm. So there's a real silver lining in every dark cloud. You know what I'm saying? 5670560. By the way, Bobby Maduro Stadium figures to be number one in a town that's such a big baseball town. Huh? Wouldn't you think? That figures to beat the crap out of these others. Make sure you put a lot of fake votes in there for Bobby Maduro Stadium. Bobby Maduro Stadium at 34. Favorite South Florida business no longer around. Anybody believe that?
No.
Sunrise Musical Theater 24. Eastern Airlines 21. Six Flags Atlantis Water Park 20. Playboy Club 11. Hollywood Sportatorium 10. Wolfies 10. Sambo's 8. Topless. See, I mean, the fact that there's not one Wolfies left at all. I mean, that's, talk about really turning the corner. Sambo's 8. Topless Car Wash 7. Uno's Pizza 6. Uno, due, tre. Wags 5. Pumpernicks 5. Hardee's 5. Burton Jack's 5. Isn't it great to be able to count up to like 5 in a whole bunch of languages? New England, did I say New England Oyster House 4? Also with 4, Peaches, J. Byron's, Morrison Cafeteria. Are they out of business?
Oy!
I don't think so. There's a Morrison's, or at least used to be, on Biscayne at about something. 130th? 100th? You know what I'm talking about in Miami? You should
somewhere.
know.
It was there.
It was on the left-hand side. On the west side as you're going north there, on Biscayne Boulevard, there was a Morrison's. Forever. That can't possibly be closed.
Man.
Jordan Marsh had 4. Incredible Universe and Biscayne Babies and Hemingway's and Malibu Grand Prix and Shakey's Pizza each had 3. Let's bring back Shakey's. Wilmetco Theaters with 2. Three Guys Pizza with 1. And Penride's and the Dollhouse still don't have any. The Dollhouse doesn't have a single vote? That's pretty amazing to me. Must have a bunch of queens listening out there today. Oh, but let's do the promos, okay, because they're very lengthy and et cetera. Well, I mean, I would do them more often, but that's the problem. Did Miguel do these or what? They're too long. Join QM tomorrow 10 to noon at the Breslow Golf Academy at 2250 South Park Road in Hallandale for a Buckaball Super Bowl shootout benefiting the Don Shula Foundation for Breast Cancer Research. For $1 a ball, you can try to hit a floating bullseye to win his and hers Corvettes from Kelly Chevrolet. Boy, that's nice. For $1 a ball. Geldy's going to be there is what I heard this morning as I was monitoring. Geldy's going to be there. You going to be there? Oh, that's right. You can't be there because at the Breslow Golf Academy in Hallandale. No, you can't because join George noon to 2 tomorrow at Bill Saddle's Boulevard of Savings on Northwest 36th Street, just west of 27th Avenue, Miami. Stop by to win prizes. Enjoy free food from Atlantic City Subs, where Ira makes the difference.
It'll be at the Mitsubishi dealership. We actually got tipped off this time.
Oh, we got tipped off this time. It'll be the Mitsubishi Bill Seidel dealership that George will be at from noon to 2 tomorrow. So go by there real early so the help there doesn't eat all the free food. Get some for yourself. And stop by and get some autographs. Meet the guy with a fanny pack and the guy with the eyes.
Oh, they don't go down to Miami.
The guy with a fanny pack doesn't show up?
All the way down there, that's a schlep.
Oh, he's an asshole. My God. He comes to the hockey game.
Broward County only.
See, I'm not interested in being a yenta about this place at the hockey game. I'm also not interested in being a yenta with that guy with the black hair that sits in front of me with his nice little kid. At least his kid is well behaved and knows to shut up and sit there and watch the game. I wish Daddy would learn the same thing. You know? He told me to rip him on the ear, and I don't want to let him down. I don't want to disappoint him. I'm not there to socialize. I'm there to watch the game, okay? I'm not there. I don't mind socializing between periods. I meet a lot of nice people, listeners of this show, a lot of tremendous people, wonderful people, young people, old people, in between people, beautiful people, ugly people, fat people, thin people, crappy people, okay people. But that's not my primary purpose for being there. Like some of the assholes that keep wandering around in the hallway while the game is going on. They just don't know their soccer, mister. 5670560. In fact, for the Panthers tomorrow night, I understand Pete Wren and Joe Pavia Jr. are going to be lining up. They're going to be skating on thin ice. Here's a call from Miami. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, there was a place on Miramar Parkway.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it was on 441 north of Miramar Parkway called Keel's Bakery. Did anybody mention that?
Keel's Bakery.
You could go and eat breakfast there, and they had a bakery in there also, and like when you.
Well, we had a couple of faxes about that, but nobody ever said what it was. They said Keel's, but I don't think they designated bakery, and I still don't know what it was.
It was a restaurant also, and they would like when you'd sit down to eat breakfast, they'd have like extra stuff they'd bring you from the bakery, stuff like to munch on while you waited for your food.
Excellent.
Yeah,
that's probably why they're out of business.
And what about a Country Walk? Is that still down there?
A Country Walk?
I think Hurricane Andrew blew it away.
Okay. I thought Country Walk was like a development.
Yeah, I think the Hurricane Andrew ruined the whole development.
Yeah.
So I missed that place.
How about the Morrison's? Have you seen that on Biscayne?
I know there's a Morrison's. I know there's got to be a Morrison's.
Well,
we used to eat at one of those.
Well, before you get so adamant about it, I want you to find me where it's at.
Okay, I'll look it up and I'll call you back.
Thanks.
Bye, Neil.
The name of the place is I Like It Like That. That's where it's at. By Chris Kenner. Remember that song?
Yep.
You do?
Sure.
That's shocking to me. That is amazing. Inspector fired over comments about immigrants. Somebody just faxed me this. Oh, look at that. Morrison's cafeteria was taken over by the Piccadilly Cafeteria. See, that explains it. So I guess what used to be that Morrison's now is the Piccadilly Cafeteria, but it still qualifies Morrison's because it's gone. It's gone. Just like Union 76, gas. Gone. I like the big orange ball they had with the blue letters. Remember that? Union 76? You don't?
Oh, the gas station? Yeah.
The gas station. It was like an orange thing.
Sure, big ball.
They used to have a big orange ball.
And they would make those available for your antenna. Remember? People would have
that's right. You could stick big orange balls on your antenna.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAQAM.
To fudge packing? Coming up tonight on Inside the Behind the True Hollywood Celebrity Music Biography Profile Story, we take a good, hard, stiff look into stardom. She had a statement to make. Unfortunately, she was a woman. She was Meredith Brooks.
I'm a bitch, I'm a lover, I'm a child, I'm a mother, I'm a sinner, I'm a saint. I do not feel ashamed.
It's really about being a strong woman. But this is a sexist world. If a woman behaves aggressively, she's a bitch. But if a man behaves aggressively,
But
he's
no one wanted to hear what Meredith Brooks had to say.
Oh, I see. Well, this is nothing new. Men are very threatened by a woman who has a pink...
Meredith may have thought men were threatened by her, but really we knew that she was just overcompensating for lesbian tendencies.
Oh, come on. Don't even go...
But that's okay. We like the pretty lesbians. Oh, wow. What if Meredith Brooks would get it on with Alanis Morissette? Oh, yeah.
Why, you...
Meredith Brooks. Maybe she came on too strong.
But I haven't
If only she'd been a little more ladylike.
You know, this is...
Life's a bitch. It's a big, juicy, sopping wet look at show business. Tonight on Inside the Behind.
10:15 at 560 WQAM. A British radio station is in court as we speak for running a competition during which 4 listeners suffered severe frostbite. Just like Carlos almost got sleeping over the underpass or under the overpass last night. During the Coolest Seats in Town challenge by BRMB station in Birmingham, Central England, 4 listeners competed to see who could sit on dry ice for the longest time. Boy, talk about having a cold
rectum
ass. They suffered frostbite, permanent scarring, and were hospitalized, a spokeswoman for the safety watchdog, which brought the prosecution, told Reuters. The temperature of the dry ice, frozen carbon dioxide, was minus 78 centigrade, she said. Minus 78 centigrade, you know what that is?
A lot. 200?
Minus 166 Fahrenheit.
Close.
Jesus, that's even a little colder than it was in Miami last night. The prize for the contest held in August 2001 was tickets to Party in the Park, a music festival. Talk about having your cheeks frozen together. Seriously, you'd probably have to thaw them out to take a good, or even a bad one. The health and safety executive said the radio station could face a fine of up to £20,000 if found guilty in the magistrate's court. The station has run several publicity stunts in the past which aroused controversy, or as they say over there, controversy. They say that. Controversy. One promotion led to 2 strangers getting married, winning cash, an exotic honeymoon, and the use of an upmarket flat. The competition prompted criticism from church groups which said it demeaned the dignity of marriage vows. Ah, jeez. Shores fires inspector remarks over on Cubans. How do you like them apples? A Miami Shores building department official complained about the influx of immigrants in South Florida to a Herald columnist has been fired, village officials said yesterday. A January 21st column by Jim DeFeedy described an encounter at Village Hall in which building inspector Charlie Escher blamed Cuban and other immigrants for South Florida's political corruption as well as the demise of the Orange Bowl parade. Those comments led to several complaints to Village Hall, and Escher was fired that day. He was fired for the unfortunate comments he made to Mr. DeFeedy, village manager Thomas Benton said. Escher, who has worked for the city since 2001, said he thinks the city overreacted, may have violated his civil rights. I don't think I should get fired for giving an opinion, he said. I personally don't hate anybody. I deal with Cubans all the time. They don't have any problem with me. Hey, look at me. I got two of them sitting right across the window.
Some of your, coworkers.
Yeah. But I do get upset when people or immigrants of any sort don't learn to speak English. There we go. Now we're talking. He's got his thumb right on it. He says the more we diversify the language, the less we communicate with each other. Escher acknowledged criticizing the role of Cubans in the cancellation of the parade, but said his comments were misconstrued by DeFeedy. What I said was that since the parade is no more, the Cubans didn't support revitalizing it, he said, but the way he rearranged my words made me look like a total bigot. Sounds to me like a good lawsuit there, Mr. Escher, whoever the hell you are. See, we thought Jim DeFeedy was a good guy. Remember I knocked him yesterday before we even knew about this story? Come to turn out he's just another faker. If he was so good, what's he doing at the Herald? We're going to talk today about ozone and how it kills you, according to George. I just got in my mail yesterday, which I ordered a couple of weeks ago, 3 Biozone air purifiers with ozone. And they have the blue light in there, the blue poison light. And I have them around in my bedroom. There's one in the dining room now, one in my family room. Not where you sit, so you're like breathing. And you can smell the ozone. And I thought this is great to like clean up the air and more healthy.
It does. It
and
cleans
George
up the
tells
air.
me, oh, you're going to die. Ozone's going to kill you.
Poison gas.
Poison
Kills everything
gas.
in
Well,
there.
you know, when you're Jewish, you're kind of used to that, the poison gas. I figure sooner or later, and especially with this crowd we got up there now, you know. Poison gas, man. So maybe somebody wants to give us some advice about that, about Biozone and other ozone filters, as opposed to negative ion filters, which I think is what I really wanted in the first place, and I wound up with this. The ones that definitely are supposed to be crap are HEPA filters.
Right.
They don't HEPA at all. And
Maybe I could
wait till you, now where did you find this? Somebody faxed this to us? The Center for Science and the Pubic Interest. See, this is the Better Homes and Garden stuff. I caution you of that, but you're going to get upset anyway. You'll get real upset, which is good. 10 foods you should never eat and 10 superfoods that you should eat. You'd be shoveling them in your puss. I don't see Zach shoveling any of the good stuff in his puss when I walk around that thing in the morning there to go take a leak. He's in there shoveling all kinds of fattening stuff. Bacon and eggs and butter and lard and, halava.
Bacon.
Here are the 10 superfoods you should, well, let me first give you the ones you should never eat. 1. Quaker 100% natural oats and honey granola. You eat that?
No.
Well, that's good. Maybe that's why you're still here right now. Well, I'm having a hell of a time with this thing today, you know?
Get the honey, Junior.
Does Mother Nature want you eating half a cup of oats covered with 3 teaspoons of sugar and laden with more artery-clogging fat than you get in a McDonald's hamburger? No doubt she'd prefer you eat low-fat, low-sugar whole grain or brand cereals like Kellogg's Complete Wheat Bran Flakes, Wheaties, Kellogg's All Brand, Post 100% Brand, Shredded Wheat Oatmeal, or Wheatina. Oh, Wheatina. Fat. If you're stuck on granola and sugar, at least choose a product like Quaker 100% natural low-fat granola with raisins. Forget about natural oats and honey granola. Okay? Forget it.
Okay. Get the honey, Junior.
Number 2, Bugles. Bugles. Let me take a call from Hollywood. These people are going to get upset. Hollywood, hello.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Do you remember the Viking?
The Viking?
Yes.
No.
On US 1 and the Griffin Road?
What was it?
It was a big restaurant. It was torn down when they started the airport expansion. The Viking restaurant.
I'll be damned.
You don't remember that?
No, I never heard of it.
Oh, all those places up there on US 1 in front of the airport where they tore them down?
Yeah.
The bowling alley. And,
okay, I take your word for it. Thank you. So Miguel just came in here. Did he redo these? What is that? He just took away the promos. And he said, here's some new promos for the homo, is what he said. I don't, can I look at it first? And then I'll decide? Join QM tomorrow at 10 to noon at the Breslow Golf Academy at 2250 South Park Road in Helena for the Buckaball Super Bowl shootout for $1 a ball hit, for $1 a ball. See, there's no punctuation in here, schmuck. Put like a little, I know that you don't do that in Espanol, but like a little comma. If you had a little common sense. For $1 a ball, hit a floating bullseye, win his and hers Corvettes. So that's enough to get you out there anyway. I'm sure Miguel will be there on that one. Probably drive one of those Corvettes off and you won't ever see it no more. And join George Noonan, too. Well, we already did. That's the same thing. Bill Seidels. We'll talk about that more later on. We'll discuss it more. By the way, don't forget about that Zach attack. Keep your eye peeled for it. What do they call that? Throwing caution to the winds? Isn't that what they call that?
Right.
It's an old cliche. I have no idea what that means. But we're just putting the word out there, okay? So that some big fat tub that works in here that's not a bad guy, in between the BMs. And boy, he takes a lot of them in there in the morning. Oh. If I go in there to take a leak, I can handle it when Carlos is in there brushing his teeth and bathing in the sink. I just pretend he's not there. But when Big Zach, and it's always him, he's always the one that's in there. And when you eat that much, you have to do that a lot. And I just run out of there. Bugles, number 2. Don't ever eat Bugles.
Bugles.
Because they rust sometimes.
Tarnish.
What's so bad about Bugles? The highly saturated coconut oil that General Mills fries them in, oil that's at least twice as saturated as lard. Chips are usually fried in corn, soy, or canola oils. One serving, just over a cup of these fried wonders, will give you 40% of your daily limit of saturated fat. If you're looking for a low-fat snack, give baked Bugles a shot, or try baked low-fat tortilla chips made by Tostitos or Guiltless Gourmet. You like the Guiltless Gourmet?
No, baked chips.
Number 3. Now, is anybody calling about my ozone filters? Huh?
Not yet.
Well, why not?
I don't know.
I'm looking for a little bit of advice here from somebody in this audience who might know something about that, besides you just saying that the ozone's going to kill me. That's not sufficient. Here's Miami. Hello. Miami.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hey, good morning.
Buenos dias.
Hey, how about Mary's Italian Restaurant?
Mary's was great on 441 in North Miami. I think we had that on there.
Yeah, and somebody said Vito's was out of business.
Yes, they are.
He's still in business in West Palm.
Well, but what does that mean, But is it the same guy? Same guy?
Yep.
Okay, thanks for the good news.
Also, you mentioned Hollywood Squares last summer.
Yeah.
And there's a connection between Hollywood Squares and Robert Blake. Him and Wally Cox, they used to be best friends.
Yeah.
And Robert Blake was on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson.
I got it, George. Relax.
And was talking about Wally Cox advised him to get married.
Mm-hmm.
And Robert Blake said, well, what if I get tired of the woman? And Wally Cox said, go ahead and just shoot her.
Really?
That was on Johnny Carson. About 2 years after Wally Cox died.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
No wonder Bobby looks so bad. Have you seen him lately? Oh, brother.
He looks pretty bad.
He don't look a day over 200. Okay, thanks for the good news.
Thank you, sir.
What is that?
I have no idea.
It says Blake Secret Square. That's not the cut. Whoever put this in here put the wrong cut in the DCS. That's not it.
I never heard that before in my life.
What was that?
You got me.
Oh, maybe we'll have to hear the whole thing later. Number 3, McDonald's bagel breakfast sandwiches. It's not the bagels in these sandwiches that'll get you in trouble. It's the fillings. The worst is the Spanish omelet. Well, that sounds good. A Spanish omelet bagel, does that sound good? With 690 calories, 38 grams of fat, 14 of them saturated, 275 milligrams of cholesterol, and 1,560 milligrams of sodium. To your arteries, it looks like an Egg McMuffin plus a sausage biscuit with egg. The ham, egg, cheese, and the egg and cheese bagels are slightly better. If you want to have a breakfast under the Golden Arches, try the hotcakes with syrup or low-fat apple bran muffin instead. The hotcakes with syrup are good for you. Who wrote this? Some kind of a lunatic? Some kind of a maniac?
Some of those
but it
dry,
kills some good time, though. It's fun.
mealy hotcakes, mushy, wet
Mealy?
bread hotcakes. Mealy.
Oh, like those burgers I ate yesterday morning.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
David's a bitch.
I treated you badly, I know that was wrong. Like a fish in the ocean, strung you along. Then I found out the joke was on me and not you. Please say it ain't over, won't you give me a clue? Blow me one little kiss.
Okay.
Won't you blow me just one little kiss? You could show me what true love is.
Oh, look at that market.
If you
George.
blow me
It blows.
Just one little kiss. Blow me one little kiss. Won't you blow me?
Okay.
Just one little kiss. Show me true love is. Blow me just one little kiss.
10:32 at 560 WQM. Happy Friday. 278 votes. It's our runoff. It's the finals. What's your favorite South Florida all-time business that's no longer around? Bobby Maduro Stadium, 43. We believe that well. Six Flags Atlantis Water Park, 32. Sunrise Musical Theater, 31. Eastern Airlines, 26. Playboy Club, 13. Wolfie's, 13. Hollywood Sportatorium, 13. Topless Car Wash, 12. Everybody else in single digits. Did we leave anybody out? We must have gotten all of them because I don't see a whole lot of calls on there anymore, like we did have. What? Well, like here's a fax says, how about the Serpentarium in South Miami? Got a big snake in front of it. Yeah, I got something that's got a big snake in front of it. It's not me. But anyway, we already had that, didn't we?
Of course we did.
But here's a couple. Les Violins and Flamenco Supper Clubs by the Gene Rogers for Neil Rogers. It says, well, thank you, Gene, for a weak effort. Thank you. Nobody calling about my BioZone. See, when we try to get some really meaningful information for not just for me, but for everybody out there, can we get it?
Forget about it.
What do you mean by that? I spent a lot of money for those damn
what you're
things.
saying right now, when you want to call about something that you want to talk about, forget it.
But it can be very helpful. It can be helpful and useful.
And that's why no one will respond.
I see. But I thought I was supposed to be the negative guy. Mr. Negative. Mr. Hostile. Oh, I forgot that's them.
Pirates World.
How's it doing? Morrison's. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Lums is still around. Guess what? You lose.
And you're still calling it
Let's
about
get some
today.
pizza from Godfather's. You don't like that? What do you give me like a curling the lip? You knocking our friends
Godfather's.
Yeah.
Not the same.
Well, I hate to break the news to you. That's all we got.
I understand.
That's all we got. I'm just joking about that too.
Good.
The last thing we need to hear again is food today. Although.
Don't do it.
Well, yeah, but if I twist that gene a little bit.
If you cinch up your jeans.
Now that my roids are gone, maybe I can stick my finger and find the right gene in there. If I stick my arm in my
Rectum.
way up there all the way to my navel and kind of diddle around with my jeans, I'll bet you that I could make a little adjustment there and I can just sit and see, and of course skinny people, now this is a good question. For skinny people, do you think that they would be as gluttonous as the rest of us who are just have a propensity to eat? Because we do like good food. It's not a question of just being a fat slob. We don't want to be fat slobs. We'd like to look beautiful, like Tom Brady. But the fact of the matter is we can't all look like that. And when you eat like a cow and don't get any exercise, you look like a fat pig, like some of us. But, so like slim people, do you think that if they had that gene and they could eat to their heart's content, that they would also, maybe Karen Carpenter would still be here today? If she had a little extra incentive, because she was probably one of those people who that was during the period of time when Miss Twiggy was very popular, and that anorexic look was very big. That was in. Now we got J-Lo, we got people with a big fat ass. That's back in again, thank God, because even though it may be disgusting to some, it's a lot healthier than Miss Twiggy. Huh?
Without a doubt.
Or Miss Piggy. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Just for the audience that keeps track every payday, it is 25 before 11 o'clock. We haven't seen the paychecks yet. Now, I could probably make it through the weekend. I'd have to put some things off, but I could probably squeak through the weekend without it this time. But Carlos, on the other hand, will not last through the weekend without his paycheck because the rent there under the overpass is getting higher by the minute. A lot of people want to rent those spots. Did we never got a call about that crazy person on the corner of 440? He wasn't there yesterday, thank the Lord. Thank goodness. Oh, you want to know why?
Why?
Because I left here just on the heels of that horrible storm.
Oh, yeah.
When it was raining like the world was coming to an end.
He's not that crazy.
See, that's when they should have been hyperventilating on the weather forecast. They should have come in, oh my God, the world's coming to an end. It's like cats and dogs. Not later on in the day, just because it was going to get a little cold, a little nippy. A little nippy. We got a couple of days. And tonight, I heard this morning, who does the weather on our morning show?
Tom something.
Whatever his name is. Not
Tom.
Mark Morgan. Mark Morgan does the traffic. Tom some guy. Some young Tom.
Tom Thumb.
But anyway, he was going on about, and tonight in the low 40s. And I thought, yeah, and? I mean, the way he said it, so melodramatic. It's going to be in the low 40s?
Light a candle.
I wouldn't mind being in the low 40s again. I mean, when you get to be 60, the low 40s sounds pretty good. Yeah, light a little candle like the Christophers. One little candle can't be all bad. We got like big wax candles now in the living room, which I'm lighting a lot lately. Because when I had the hemorrhoids, you fart a lot.
They're sensitive.
And my little dog is having some gas problems too. Oh, well, it's like when you light the ones in there, and then that incense is best. Incense is best.
Candle, yeah.
Here's a call from Plantation. Hello.
Yeah. Did you have George's Super Subs?
Did I ever have it?
Yeah. I think we all ate too many of their steak and cheese with meat sauce.
It was on the list, but I don't think they did too great.
They did great for many years. Then they opened a second one in North Miami.
Where was the original one?
On the trail at about 49th Avenue.
Oh.
On the south side.
Right.
Hit for everybody in the southwest section.
Huh.
And then they opened one in North Miami, and they changed the recipe for the meat sauce, and that was a big end.
That was the end of them. Yeah, don't change. Don't mess with success.
Great place, though.
Thanks.
Bye.
See ya. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. 567-0560. 560 on the ATC. See, you're like putting these people down. They like this. And when you can find something that the people down here like, you just cling to it.
Why do you keep misrepresenting what I said?
No, I don't. Am I wrong? He's been out of shape about this thing. Carlos is saying absolutely.
Been out of
which
shape
won't
about
get your
the
check
people
any
that
faster, by
don't
the way.
want to talk to you. They just
Right.
want to shout names
No,
out
you're
to
not.
me.
You're
That's
disgusted
it.
with the
Stop
fact that
lying.
they want to continue. You said this
They
is the
can do it
finals.
forever.
You said
On
this is
the
the
air.
finals, and these that aren't going to get on anyway.
On the air.
They know that. I'm not adding any
lying.
more to this list. This is the final.
No, they don't know that.
I'm dying if you're lying. Or is it the other way
You're
around?
dying?
You're lying and you're dying. I think that's how it goes. Yeah, like I said. Boy, who sent this? Somebody in Boynton Beach sent me these things about the 10 foods. Well, let me tell you the foods that he says you should eat. Oranges.
I was in suspense about that other list.
Which one? The first list?
The one that you shouldn't eat.
Oh.
That was a little
Pizza
fun.
Hut's Big New Yorker pizza.
Well, Pizza Hut.
They said it weighs 3 pounds before baking, but when it comes to pizza, bigger isn't better.
There's another reason you shouldn't eat.
Entenmann's Rich Frosted Donuts, variety pack size. Oh, those are, in fact, how can one donut have as much as artery-clogging saturated and trans fat as 9 strips of bacon? Well, it does. Entenmann's. Fat. Nissin Cup Noodles with shrimp. Oh, what's the brand name on the noodles that George is eating right now? Oh, no!
Listen. Cup of noodles.
Are you serious?
But not with shrimp.
And you're telling me about I'm going to die from the ozone layer or the ozone or the biozone, which we've had no calls about that. And that just pisses me off. I admit that I can't be an expert on anything or everything, other than old hockey names and harness racing. But other than that, that's all I know. So when it comes to trying to, like, purify the air a little bit, these are, especially with all the allergens here in South Florida, which I'm getting sick and tired of that crap.
The Melaleucas.
Exactly, which I had spent a lot of money to get rid of those Melaleucas years ago, and it helped a little bit.
Poison spores.
Right, that's right. And, of course, don't forget, where did it all start? Like all the other bad things, I'm talking about no less than...
Anthrax.
Right. Oh. Anyway. Entenmann's Nissin Cup Noodles with shrimp. It says, what could be wrong with a cup of steaming hot noodles?
They're fried for
Well,
one day.
because the noodles are pre-fried in artery-clogging palm oil... Oh, you're gonna die, George!
I know.
A serving of this soup looks like 1.5 cups of whole milk to your arteries. Try Fantastic Foods chicken-free ramen noodles instead.
Okay.
Instead of those Nissin... Isn't that ironic that this is numbers? No wonder you were concerned about this, because something inside your little mind there said, I'm eating a bunch of crap that's going to kill me.
Well, there's no question.
Yeah.
Every day.
No wonder your hair is so gray and you look like about 85 this week.
Live and local. This is 560. The radio's all yours now. QAM.
Friday, you bastards.
If anybody has opinions dissenting from our way, we'll place your name into the system as enemy of the state. Don't even bother to question, just follow und obey. Everybody's turning fascist USA.
Yes.
In the act of patriotism, we're watching all of you. Everyone's under suspicion, so that's what you do. They've got information on all you mindless fools in Bush fatherland nation, fascist USA. You gotta hate those Jews and Clinton liberals too. Believe every everything we tell you on the state-run news. Blood water for cornbread, fill up your Escalade. A Reuben Cheney Bush menu, fascist USA. We don't mind to see our jobs go, that economy's good. We're fascinated by J-Lo, don't read no stupid books. All now are embracing the Pax American way. Everybody's turning fascist. Fascist USA.
I'm dying over here.
Yeah, how come you didn't warn me about those ozone filters? Boy, the stuff that Carlos just gave me, all I can say is...
I'm dying over here.
Wow. No wonder I feel scratchy, which I really don't, but now that you brought me this, psychosomatic illnesses will start creeping in. Wow, this is horrible. No wonder nobody wants to talk to me about that, because they feel I just wasted all that money. On 3 of them, no less. Decreases in lung function, aggravation of asthma, which I don't have, throat irritation and cough. And this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning of the list. There's like about 650 things on here of why you probably shouldn't be having like ozone sitting right next to your puss. You know what I'm saying? Chest pain and shortness of breath, inflammation of lung tissue, higher susceptibility to respiratory infection. Man, this be bad. Well, I'll bring one in. I know where we can put it. You know what I'm saying? This is from the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, so I don't know whether we can believe them or not, but they sure have nothing good to say about ozone air purifiers. Nothing. And
I know who you can't believe. The people selling them.
Well, I know that. See, then I think I screwed up, because there's 50 million different air purifiers on the net, and I think I got the wrong ones anyway.
It's the ionizer that's
the negative ionizer, the one recommended by the MSNBC?
Yes.
I think that's the one I wanted.
That's the one you wanted.
But how about what Carlos was talking about before, the sharper image one, which I see them advertising on TV?
Same thing.
Well, that's not, no, it's not. Well,
same principle.
It is a negative ion thing, but...
Different model, same concept, same process.
That's the tall one that you don't change the filter, you just pull the insert, the strips out and you smear them off.
Yeah. That's what you want.
Or where the hell am I going to get those? I'm not going to sharper image.
Pay twice as much as you would need to. I'm sure you can find them online. Or
well, yeah. See, I should have taken a little bit more time, and these, I guess, I'm going to have to bring into the station and place them around.
Spread them around.
Yeah, put one in the sales department would be good. Maybe one in the during certain parts of the day. Well, that's bad news. Thanks, Carlos, for warning me, because as soon as I get home, I'm going to unplug those pieces of crap. See, you try to do something good, just like the thing with the food. By the way, thanks to Danny from Pasadena, if that's a real fact. You never know. Thanks, Danny. Have a great life. How's our pool? Oh, look at that, what just stuck its head in the door. Close the door real fast and hard, Carlos. Slam it. Old leather puss. What's your favorite South Florida business? Did he bring more food in? Good, because that food he brought in here yesterday, I'm heaving all over myself from it. I have irritable body syndrome, not just, yeah.
Yeah, it is pretty irritable.
Ooh. What's your favorite South Florida business that's no longer around? Here's the final, the runoff. The big deal. Bobby Maduro Stadium, 43. Don't worry about that one, okay? It might just disappear. Six Flags Atlantis Water Park, 35. Sunrise Musical Theater, 33. Eastern Airlines, 31. Playboy Club, 16. The Hollywood Sportatorium, 14. Out there on that two-lane highway to nowhere. Sambo's, 14. Topless Car Wash, 13. Wolfie's, 13. Uno's Pizza, 10. New England Oyster House, 10. Burton Jack's. It used to be great, and now it's got 8. Wags has got 8. Morrison Cafeteria, 7. Peaches. This thing is changing. I get right in the middle of the list, and it changes just out of spite. Peaches, 8. Wags, 8. Jordan Mars, 7, along with Morrison's Wometco Theater, 7. Pumpernickel, 6. Incredible Universe, 6. Jay Byron, 6. What's the big deal with freaking Jay Byron's? Malibu Grand Prix, 5. Hardee's, 5. Hardee's we like. A lot better than Jay Byron's. They have much better Schroomburgers at Hardee's than they did Jay Byron's. Dollhouse, 4. Hemingway's, 4. Shakey's Pizza, only 4. Biscayne Babies, 3. Three Guys Pizza, 1. And Penrod's finally got 1 vote. I thought Penrod's would have done a lot better than that.
Me too.
What about the Button on the Beach? I think that was on our list. Didn't get a lot of votes?
Button South was. Which is in Hallandale.
That's what. Oh, the Button on the Beach was in Fort Lauderdale, the other one.
Don't know from that one.
Or am I thinking of Penrod's? No, I'm not thinking of Penrod's. The Button on, or am I thinking of the Elbow Room?
Maybe.
Was that ever on our list, the Elbow Room?
He thinks so.
He thinks it was. Well, I mean, we only had about 40 million of them out there. How are we supposed to remember?
Let's do it over again.
Anyway, yeah, let's start again. What do you say? Yeah! Good idea. Nissin Cup noodles and shrimp with 6 foods you should never eat. Number 7, and you just won't listen to me, French fries at Burger King.
I don't go to
If you'd stop schlepping your whole family to Burger King all the time,
Burger King.
God.
Burger
I've been
King
telling you that for about
blows.
15,
Haven't
20
been to
years
Burger
now.
King in like 10 years.
Burger King makes some of the worst French fries you can buy at a fast food restaurant, this says. Thanks to the salty coating that allows more oil to be absorbed, a king-size order packs 590 calories and 30 grams of fat. 12 of them saturated fat. That's worse than McDonald's supersized fries and more than half the bad fat you should get in a whole day. So cut the Burger King. I've been telling you that, man. Burger and those onion rings. If we find out that you're eating onion rings at Burger King, we're going to report you to the CIA, okay? We've had it. I mean, those aren't, even Goya won't eat those. That's the poorest excuse for onion. And where the hell's our checks already? Are they playing some kind of game with us today? It's 10 to 11. Those checks were due like almost 2 hours ago. Because that's the deal on this show. When it gets to be payday and the little hand hits the big hand, it gets to be 9 o'clock. It's like the organ grinder with his monkey, you know. You keep putting the money in and it keeps grinding it out. Otherwise, we just dummy up. Number 8. Oh, this is amusing as hell. And not only that, but guess what other kind of soup George had in here, which he gave me that one and I spit it right out and threw it away in those little, remember the kind of soups he had? What was the brand name?
Campbell's.
What was the brand name? Very good. It was Campbell's. Well, number 8 worst foods that you should never eat. Campbell's red and white label condensed soups.
Well, it wasn't that.
No. It was condensed, something that rhymes with soup, like poop.
It was those
Like
sippin'
goop.
soups.
It was
Not
horrible.
the condensed kind.
What is the big smile on this, man? What kind of a silly-ass outfit is that? What does that say on there? That's not a Marlins thing.
Tostitos. National Championship 2003.
Well, like I said,
Get the
try some Tostitos instead of those damn Bugles,
We see
okay?
matches.
In fact, where's the checks, Clarence? Where's the checks?
He's going now. He's going to go fetch.
Get with it. We used to like you a lot, but now we're starting to think, and especially that outfit is not going to get you laid this weekend, believe me. That's silly. What does it say? Brimming with salt. That's the problem with Campbell's, man. Half a can averages about 1,100 milligrams of sodium. That's almost half your ideal daily quota. Half a can. Try brands like Healthy Choice and Campbell's Healthy Request, which have less than half as much sodium as Campbell's regular soups. You can also check out lower sodium dried soup cups by Fantastic Foods or Health Valley. Or the Big Valley with, what's her name?
Barbara Stanwyck.
Barbara Stanwyck, very good. A little on the dykey side.
Gloria Principal.
Number 9. We only have 2 to go. Then we'll get to the good stuff, which nobody's going to want to eat any of this stuff anyway. Number 9, Lay's Wow potato chips. Wow. These chips, like fat-free Pringles, are fried in olestra. Oh, no. The indigestible fat substitute. Olein doesn't provide any calories, but in many people causes gastrointestinal symptoms. Some people have said they suffered such severe cramps or diarrhea they had to go to the emergency room. Olein also prevents the body's absorption of carotenoids. These products won't do much to help you lose weight or reduce your risk of heart attack, but might cause you a lot of misery. Instead, buy baked potato or tortilla chips. What?
Have you had baked?
Yes, I like those a lot, and I'm not supposed to be eating anything. You're wrong.
Tasty,
You're wrong.
nasty.
You're wrong.
Blech.
Baked potato chips are delicious.
Blech.
Wrong. Well, look, you just bug off, okay? This is not your topic, Carlos. Anything to do with food. In fact, the fact you're agreeing with him, he's not too happy about it.
No, don't help me.
No. Because the audience is saying, well, if Carlos agrees with George, and George really must be full of crap. Probably from all that Nissin Cup noodles he's eating, with or without the shrimp. It's not the shrimp that's built for, it's those noodles.
I understand that.
It's that artery clogging palm oil. Don't you feel like that? Just knowing. And he, every day that we don't have food brought in, he eats that stuff. So I guess we're going to have food come in.
How about some bacon?
I would like some bacon. I bet you
You
I know
had some bacon.
2 strips, 2 little tiny thin strips.
That's your quota.
That's a meal? Is 2 strips of bacon? Are you out of your mind? I bet you Wayne Arnold's got some good bacon.
Don't do it.
See, I'd be okay if it wasn't for the hot sauce. That's what gives me the green apple quick step. If they would stop doing that. Don't do what?
Wayne Arnold's.
Carlos wants it.
Yeah, the food too.
He wants it bad.
Free food?
In fact, I think that Clarence said that if he could get it, he'd bring the checks in here. The food, that is. He ain't getting nothing else. Isn't that sad? I mean, he's not, he's just kind of a goofy guy. It's the sports nerd part. That's why he can't get laid. See, the broads out there that like they like the jocks, not the sports sniffers. They like the jocks, the Tom Brady's, the Ray Whitney's. They like those guys. The Marty Havlats. Yeah, who didn't play last night in Atlanta. I guess I got a bonus. Marty playing here the other night. Couldn't play in Atlanta last night. Couldn't make it. He was a little sore. But they're not into the jock sniffers. I mean, like Josh Friedman. You think he's getting any?
He has a wife, You didn't know?
Josh Friedman has a wife.
Josh
who
Friedman.
Obviously has nasal passages that have been removed surgically. Who unfortunately has limited eyesight. Josh Friedman has a wife?
Yeah.
You have to be absolutely bull-ing me. Josh Friedman has a wife?
I wouldn't josh you.
A thing like that? I mean, Fat Boy's got a wife, but of course his wife also weighs about 400 pounds, so what's the big deal? But Josh, at least Fat Boy don't smell bad. Didn't have his stomach stapled.
Ought to have.
No, he ought to have his whole body stapled, like from the neck down would be good. Yeah, like from where the food, like from where all that cavernous stuff just starts shoveling up. Josh Friedman's got a freaking wife.
We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
I'm here, Junior.
Hey, where you going? Where you going? Come here. I want to tell you something.
Clarence is gone, by the way.
Don't you ever take a bath?
What are you talking about? Where you going?
He's a walking gross now.
Check it out. I can blow bubbles out of my nose.
An obnoxious fat producer, dude.
I didn't do it, but I know who did.
His hairy ears are oozing down.
We leave them like pets.
And his fat man smell will make you puke. Thinks his jokes are funny.
So the rabbi says, not without my shoes. Get it?
But everyone's disgusted and scared. Walks through hallways sideways. And he's covered with gorilla hair. Mama says he's okay.
He's such a handsome young man. Leave him alone.
We're not too sure what's going on there. Stay away from me. Josh Friedman.
Adriel thinks he's funny, but he's no Stan Major. I'm funnier than him.
Don't come near me. Josh Friedman.
Hey, look, I can squeeze this cheese out of my belly button and sell it by the pound. Dig it?
Got so fat his guts exploded. Spewing wretched bile all over the room. There's staples up and down his moving. Just to hold in all that greasy old food. Stay away from me. Josh Friedman.
Now, you think I care if Chris Moore don't like me? I think he does.
Don't come near me. Josh Friedman.
Hey, come here. Smell my finger. Don't it smell like scrotum juice, huh? What does it mean when
You
someone
are
calls you
joking,
an
aren't you?
asshole?
He's got a wife. You made that up.
You didn't verify it with the other Josh when he was in there?
No, he was too busy giving me my check. Thanks a lot, Clarence. We love Clarence Darrow. He's the best. And he also was telling me he couldn't get laid. Available scientific evidence shows that at concentrations that do not exceed public health standards, ozone has little potential to remove indoor air contaminants.
Oy!
I've been had.
You know, that's news to me. I thought that it actually did something while it was killing you.
Oh, it does. It messes up your throat and your respiratory, etc. And it says, why would the elbow room have been on your list? It's still there. Get out a little bit, George and Carlos. Well, first of all, it's not in Hollywood, so George wouldn't be there. And Carlos can't afford to go.
What did they correct me for? I didn't say it was out of business.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
In fact, weren't you the one that brought it up?
No.
Oh, what George said was he wished he had a little more elbow room in there, which is why Carlos got up and ran out. I think that's just after Carlos farted real bad. Ted in Sarasota makes a little bit of an effort. This is a little bit lame and very old, but it's kind of cute. And it is Friday. 3 old ladies walking down the street when a man in a trench coat approaches them and flashes them. The first old lady had a stroke. The second lady had a stroke. But the third old lady was too old and feeble and she couldn't reach that far. Not bad, Ted. That's kind of cute. Give it about a 2.5 on a scale of 40. Have a nice weekend, Ted. And then Petey Lenny sticks his head, rhymes with Ted in the door, and hands us this, which was mailed to us by a listener. Now, why would he have that?
I have no idea.
Why would Petey Lenny? Is he intercepting our mail? I guess he's got a new assignment in his spare time. He's the one in the building that's now been assigned to test for
Anthrax
and all of the mail. Petey Lenny. Businesses that are no longer around. There's a list here about 4,000. General Cinema Theaters. There's some good ones on here. United Artists Theater, Gary Fronrath Chevrolet, Coons Ford, Mullinax Ford, Wallace Ford. I wonder if that's owned by Mrs. Wallace on Passions.
Well, Missy.
Rappaport's. Carnegie Deli. Don't you remember the Carnegie Deli in Fort Lauderdale in the Galleria?
No.
They sent us food at IOD.
Oh, them.
They had phenomenal kishki, man. Oh, boy, Carnegie Deli was good. And those big sandwiches. See, the problem with them was location. Galleria isn't exactly the hotbed of people who are into deli.
Ooh.
I don't want to say old Jews. They were in the wrong place. Lanson's, something, clothes. Dale Allen, clothing. Learner Shops. Lily Rubin. Webster's Sporting Goods. Oshman Sporting Goods. Sonic. Morrison's Cafeteria, which we already did that. Miami Carpet, Capital Lighting, Standard Brands had that. Mario Harmer's, Fanfare. What? Sam Goodies? Did we have Sam Goodies?
I don't think so.
Coffin and Roberts we had. Sun Supermarkets. Hyde Park Markets. So they're gone too?
Apparently.
Oh, well, there you go. Shelley Bloom's Clothing. He's not out of business. Don't we have somebody on the station that does spots for Shelley Bloom? I believe. I don't think he's out of business.
I'll listen to our spots.
You better. Golden India Restaurant. Well, there's too many of them on here. Confetti, Rosebuds, Bubba's Jazz Place, La Coquille. Oh, La Coquille! French restaurant. That was a good place. La Coquille. Man. Ambrosia Greek Restaurant. Garcia Indonesian Restaurant. Or Garcia, I can't read, the writing is sloppy. Judith's Restaurant. Ranieri's. What can we say? Lord Pembroke's Pub. Huddles. Madison Deli. Masa-san Japanese. Masa-san is gone? Masa-san is gone?
Hi.
Too bad Greg Reed can't eat no sushi there no more. How come he eats sushi all the time? You think that maybe the fact that he eats sushi every day for lunch is what it was affected where he used to be? What's under that hole in his head? Miami Soul Basketball. Nah, nobody cares about that. August Moon Chinese. How come we didn't have a whole bunch of people calling about Lady Butterfly? That was gourmet Chinese. That wasn't a place for schleppers. I mean, that was a great place. St. Gregory's Fondue. That was just a rip-off of the Melting Pot. Churchill's Restaurant, we had that. Casablanca Middle Eastern Restaurant. Marrakesh Moroccan Restaurant. The Rusty Pelican. Frenchie's on Hollywood Beach. The Rathskeller German Restaurant. Gordon's Jewelers. And Lagniappe Cajun something restaurant. Pretty good list, huh? At least the Carnegie Deli part's pretty good. Here's number 10, foods you should never eat. Never, ever. Here's Pembroke Pines first, though. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Witness to you.
I got two of them for you that I thought of.
For our next list, which we're starting right now. Go ahead.
Okay. Red Diamond Inn down in Miami.
Had it. That was great. That was a sensational place by the airport,
I used to go in there when I was little.
That was an Italian, by the way, for people who don't know. It was a great Italian restaurant.
A great Italian restaurant. Mm-hmm. And the other one, now I forgot. I was talking about.
No. I bet it was good, too.
Yeah, it was good.
I heard they went out of business because they pumped ozone through the air filters in there.
Where? In Red Diamond Inn?
No, the other place that you can't think of.
Probably so.
It'll come back to you.
Yeah, it'll come back to me.
Thanks.
All right.
See ya. Dude, now what is this? The years I'm... Some people on the fax machine, I understand your intentions are good, but boy, some silly stuff. Here's number 10. You ready?
Oh.
Denny's Grand Slam.
Oh, man.
This Belt-Buster breakfast, 2 eggs, 2 sausage links, 2 strips of bacon, and 2 pancakes may seem like a great deal to your wallet, but it's no bargain for your heart. It'll sock you with 3/4 of a day's total fat, 50 grams, and saturated fat, 14 grams, nearly a full day's sodium, and 1.5 days cholesterol, not to mention 800 calories. If you're craving a hearty breakfast, try Denny's Slim Slam instead, or is it Denny's Flim Flam? It slashes the calories to 600, the fat to 12 grams, the saturated fat to 3, and the cholesterol to a mere 35 grams instead of 460. Or 230. Whatever the hell it is. So there's the 10 you should avoid. Now, Let's do the break. Well, we have to do the break. We got to talk about Delights of West Boca, which has a lot of stuff that they can eat. And then we'll tell you about the 10 superfoods that you should eat, according to these people. I don't think you're going to be too pleased. Believe me when I tell you.
The things you should eat?
You will not be pleased.
Broccoli?
By the way, I don't notice that. How'd you guess? I don't see Wayne Arnold here yet, but they're on their way. Now you're the one that insisted on that.
I'm sorry.
George said, if you just pass on the hot sauce, you won't have to worry about them roids coming back. Plus, I didn't eat at Mommy's this week, so I have no problem with that. No more paprika and no more pepper, okay? I'm going to get that sign from from the stadium out here. Once the Marlins go out of business in a few months, the sign will be behind home plate where it says no pepper. I'm going to put that right in front of her door. No pepper, Ma, and no paprika. And also, my friends at Pompano Park, quit putting paprika around the plate on the steaks. The steaks are delicious. The food up there on the 6th floor is great, better than ever this year. But quit with the paprika on the plate. I'm not interested in all, seeing it. They do that for looks. Fancy schmancy, artsy fartsy, But if a little of that paprika gets on your meat, look out. Your meat will be on fire. 10 past 11 at 560 WQM. I'll tell you a place where you can go for good stuff, and that's Delights of West Boca, the mega store for people who are desperately trying to get into good shape, losing weight on the Atkins or any low-carb, sugar-free diet. And the reason we've been telling you about these people for a long time is, number one, P.D. Lenny needs the money, and number two, they got over 600 delicious low-carb food products to help you stay on that Atkins diet or whichever one you're on. This week, try the new Enchantment low-carb cookies in 6 delicious flavors. Only 1 to 2 carbs per cookie. You'll be in snack heaven. Since he brought me that stuff about the ozone, I'm starting to feel like, psychosomatic, man. A little ozone-ish. So maybe it's Sandus Ozolinch. So whether it's Carbolite ice cream, breads, chips, muffins, cheesecake, pasta and sauces, Delights of West Boca is the place you'll find them all. And anything in the store that you're not too sure about, you can try it before you buy it. Their staff knows what it's all about, inside and out. They're open every day, 7 days a week, 10 till 10. And at Delights you'll find the most complete, unbeatable line of Atkins brand products. They got them all. The foods, the vitamins, the books, etc. And all the Atkins brand products are 25% off all day, every day, even on Palm Sunday. And Hearts of Palm Sunday. By now you heard the reports, read the studies that rate Atkins diet number one. So do the smart thing, head for the number one low-carb, sugar-free store in the world, Delights of West Boca, on the northeast corner of Glades and 441, and you'll find them right next to prestigious Boston Market. Or call them toll-free, 1-877-LOW-CARB. You'll find them on the web at lowcarb.com. Don't forget there's only one Delights of West Boca, and it's your official Atkins retail center.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560 QAM.
God, the commercial you're about to hear has been adolescently subjected to a moronic series of edits and changes with no endorsement or authorization by the original advertiser. We apologize, however, stand by our mission to make everything that is good and decent look as ridiculous as possible.
If you have osteoarthritis, there's reason to celebrate.
I've got osteoarthritis! Give me a high five! Oh no! Oh! You shattered my rib cage and punctured my good lung!
11:16 at 560 WQM. Here's Judy says, Penrod's is still in business. I see it every day. Located on Ocean Drive in South Beach. See, that's not the Penrod's we were referring to, but if there is a Penrod's that kind of like puts a damper in it, maybe we'll have to remove that. It's got only one vote anyway. What do you think?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, take that off of there, Eric, if that's not too much work for you. Because, what now? Wait a minute, Miguel.
It's Nikki's on the beach now.
No Penrod's. Like I said, leave it on there, Eric. Don't get so carried away. Right?
Right.
Leave it on, please. Pretty please. It's still called Penrod's, said Judy, and Miguel came in here just bent out of shape. I mean, I haven't seen him that pissed off since Doreen tried to put a move on him. Huh? Yesterday. Seriously, he was like really pissed off and indignant, Judy. Don't get Miguel pissed off. He won't give you any. But Patricia Murphy's restaurant is gone. They were in the Bahia Mar in Deerfield Beach. Hey, well, maybe if Judy sends a picture, you might think about it. Send her some in an envelope. Judy, I remember Patricia Murphy's, but I don't remember those locations. What is it?
But it doesn't say Penrod's anywhere.
What is it called now?
Nikki's on the Beach is in Penrod's Entertainment Complex. Nikki's on the Beach is
We heard you the first time. Don't start that now. All of a sudden, he wants to be a big shot. Oh, brother.
Should have heard the argument going on, as if it matters, as if anybody cares.
Well, we'll get the definitive answer from the people in the audience. What does he know? He's telling us before with the tavern. It's Taurus. Well, it begins with a TA. Guessing. Huh? He's full of it, man. I'll tell you, a guy that drinks Ripple by the gallon under the overpass, I guess he had to stay warm last night. We'll find out from these people. Here's Pompano. Hello.
Neil, how you doing?
Great.
I was calling about the air filters, but you mentioned the baked potato chips.
Yeah.
You should check those out because that's one of those foods that they add sugar to boost the flavor.
Well, I'm not saying that I have tried them. I'm not saying I'm sitting at home eating them all day because I can't eat that crap anyway. But as far as the tasting is concerned, I think they're great. And George, you ought to see the look on it. Oh, George is giving me like,
dry.
I think they're good.
It's one of those things they use sugar to boost the flavor. You had mentioned the air filters from
Biozone.
Yeah, but
Ozone.
Sharper Image.
Right.
You were thinking. We have a couple of those. My girlfriend bought them.
Right.
And in the booklet when we got them, there was a warning that they do produce ozone as a byproduct.
Uh-huh.
So I asked my cardiologist about it.
And
he said, if you have a healthy heart, it's a trivial amount of ozone. If you had a severe heart condition, it could be something that would be a factor they wouldn't want you to stress your heart with.
Oi!
But the thing that bothers me is the thing in this EPA where it says ozone has little ability to remove any contaminants from the. So what's the point?
This is ozone is a byproduct of these ones from Sharper Image. It doesn't use ozone to clean the air.
Right.
It uses some kind of electrostatic ionizing thing.
Right.
But a byproduct of this stuff being cleaned is ozone. So. I know if you were concerned about ozone, you should look at the booklet of anyone that you're going to buy.
I'm going to go home and throw them in a swimming pool as soon as I get home.
Okay.
Thanks for the bad news. There you go. Got ripped off again. It was only $700 for 3 of them. What? I got 2 big fat checks in my pocket now. What are you worrying about? Clarence was in here.
I'm not worried.
Carlos got his check. I got mine. How's your contract coming?
What?
Now, see, that's bad. Come on, Greg. Quit playing hard ass. Quit playing hard to get, okay? Playing with this guy's emotions. All he keeps doing is stalling and from one pay period to the, and of course they'll never make it retroactive, see.
Well, it's supposed to have started on the 15th.
No. 15th of what?
Exactly.
15th of January, 2007.
Right. Oh.
The only problem with that is that we'll all be out of here by 2007, or sooner. 10 superfoods you should eat. Ready?
Okay.
And of course this is good, it's very timely since it was 100 below zero last night. By the way, it's pretty cold, folks, watch it. Bundle up, put on a jacket. Put on a sweater, get your goulashes out. Be sure and get out that scraper, man, so you can get the ice off your windshield in the morning. Shovel. People, I mean, what is wrong with this town? What is wrong with the media here, man? They're crazy people. And of course, then we had to see the story about the cloning again, about the, Do you have any idea how those people must be laughing? How hysterical those people are laughing?
Hey, I have
the Raelians, the illegal Raelians. I wouldn't be surprised by Monday we got like 75,000 more babies.
If they can do it, why can't we?
Sure.
I have a clone right here.
We're going to clone Gildy. Yeah. We're going to have a whole bunch of little squeaky babies running around.
Matter of fact, that baby that my wife just had, that was a clone.
Those little babies from Passions that we don't see anymore. I guess they figured we were boring and they wrote them off the show. Those little babies Samantha was trying to catch. Or Tabitha, whatever the hell her name is. Or Sabrina. Oh, sorry. So anyway, here's the superfoods we should eat. Oranges.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? It fits right in.
Oranges are good.
Protect those oranges. Protect your fruits up there in Central Florida because we don't want them to get spurled. I like oranges.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, in the Balance for Life, one of the things you'll find in there, two things that they put in with the entrees. Sliced up oranges or strawberries.
Or sometimes just an orange.
Or sometimes blueberries. Or once in a while a little plum, which I do like a plum.
Plums are good.
Number 2, see, we can agree on that one. You're not going to get too happy. Number 2, whole grain bread. It's higher in fiber, about a dozen vitamins and minerals than enriched white bread or wheat bread. Also look for whole grain crackers like Nabisco Triscuits. A tasket of Triscuits.
Really? Triscuits are good for you?
That's what
I love Triscuits.
Just because it says it here on it. First of all, this is from the Center for Science and the Public Interest, which I have no idea who those people are.
I'm thinking with the
sounds
salt,
fishy to me.
Which is bad for you.
Number 3, cantaloupe, which I do like.
Cantaloupe, I had some this morning.
A quarter of a delicious melon supplies almost as much vitamin A and C as most people need an entire day, eh? Cantaloupe, good for you. I like it. 4, which you'll be very upset about, broccoli. Lots of vitamin C, carotenoids, and folic acid. I love broccoli. I can't even imagine. And that's another thing Balance for Life uses a lot. When you have like some of the meat dishes or whatever, there's some real good steamed broccoli in there. And the thing that's good about their vegetables is that they're like lightly steamed and not like cooked to death.
Like
not
asparagus.
Cooked to death like my mother likes to do, like her asparagus. Yeah, I mean, funny you should mention
very
that.
crispy, snappy.
She likes to feed me asparagus because it makes your pee smell bad. That's the only reason. She could make she could make broccoli, she could make, what's the other one? Cauliflower. I like all those things. You're giving me a bad look on cauliflower? Have you ever had the cauliflower with cheese, the frozen?
I don't
Bird's
like
eye?
cauliflower. Yeah.
With cheese?
No.
You like it?
Okay.
Never had it.
Cauliflower. It stinks. When it's cooking, it stinks. And cabbage. Cooked cabbage. Brussels sprouts.
You don't like Brussels sprouts? I love Brussels sprouts, especially the baby ones, the little ones. Oh, those are good. No wonder your hair is like silver and brittle. Don't breathe on him his hair will like crumble, like dust. I'm serious. You can see how brittle it is.
Well, conditioned?
Well, condition my ass. It's brittle. I can see it from in here. Too bad I don't have any hair for you to see. Number 5, sweet potatoes. Although I do need a haircut real bad, I'm a little reluctant.
You're getting shaggy.
I'm getting shaggy, and I'm reluctant to get one here because I got a great barber in Toronto, and the barber I got here is good, but there are wise asses in there. I just don't
guys?
I don't like their attitude.
I see.
Now, I told you this off the air. The barber for the haircut there is $10. Okay? Now they got the one barber who I guess is the head cheese, the big kahuna, whatever, at the end, who's also a barber, but I guess he's the boss man. And so the barber that I like, who's like one or two barbers down, gives a great haircut, great head cut. And when I leave, I give you're supposed to pay the guy in the end. So I give a $20 bill, and he's supposed to give $10 tip to the other guy. Oh, Bill Clinton, Bill Clinton. And I don't like that. It's like I'm trying to be a big shot. I'm just trying to leave a nice tip for a good job.
That'll learn them.
$20 is not a lot for a haircut.
What an asshole.
Yeah, exactly. Now, the guy that cuts my hair, he's appreciative and always comes to the door and waves when I go and thank you very much, blah. But the other guy...
Here's a hint. When somebody gives you a tip, you say thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. What a nice guy. Oh, Bill Clinton, like saying, oh, Mr. Big Shot, like, who the hell are you? Well, guess what? Screw you, man. Wouldn't that piss you? They've done that to me twice.
Really?
Okay?
Yeah. Well, that would be
the only reason I ever went back was because the other guy gives a real good haircut.
That would be it. I tip everybody, and everybody's always...
In Toronto, I got a barber that's so good. Two guys in there, either one, whichever one. One old guy and then a younger guy. They're from who knows where. But boy, do they give good haircut. But isn't that something? You try to be a big tipper, you try to be a nice guy, and again, it puts you down for that. Oh, Bill Clinton, ho, 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 whoopee, whoopee, whoopee. Yeah, put you back on a banana boat, okay, you asshole. You sleazebag. You greaser. Number 5, after broccoli, which we can't talk George into, sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
Now I can leave those. A nutritional all-star, though, one of the most nutritious vegetables you can eat.
Really?
Loaded with carotenoids, vitamin C, potassium, and fiber. Fiber! Mix in unsweetened applesauce or crushed pineapple for extra moisture and sweetness. Fat. Number 6, watermelon.
Really? It's good for you?
Excellent source of vitamin C and carotenoids, and it tastes great. Perfect for breakfast, dessert, or picnics.
I'm starting to wonder about these people. I mean, I like watermelon.
Yeah.
But
I always thought watermelon was just sugar and water.
Right, sugar water.
Yeah.
How can that be healthy?
Number 7, oh boy, beans.
Ew.
What are you going? That's all your food, man, is loaded with beans. All you people. That's all you know from his beans.
All Jew people?
Has beans.
Like all you people.
All Jew people.
Fish?
Jews don't eat beans, okay?
Gefilte fish.
No.
That's all you eat. Gefilte fish.
Right. That's right. Yeah. And look how healthy we are. Look at all the old Jews we got down here. Well, then there's your mother, too. Beans, inexpensive, low in fat, and rich in protein, iron, folic acid, and fiber. Choose garbanzo, pinto, black, navy, kidney, or lentils. Eat them as a side dish or snack in a tortilla with salsa or in a soup. No. No thanks. Hate beans. Taco Bell I like, but always the order is without beans, please. And if I ever told you how they do the meat and the... Well, you don't want to know. You don't want to see it. You do not want to see it. Number 8. Salmon or other fatty fish.
No.
No, I take fish oil capsules. I take omega-6, 3, whatever the hell it is. For years I've taken them, and they're great. You like salmon?
Love it.
Well, you love my sack from Balance for Life yesterday since I hate fish. 3 of the 5 things in there were like seafood. Were fish. Not seafood, but fish. Fish.
If it's fresh.
They're trying to be smart asses with me over there at Balance for Life because Troy, what's his name, Stratford's getting to be incompetent. He's getting to be a real bozo. The omega-3 fats in fish, especially fatty fresh fish like salmon, swordfish, and rainbow trout and trouser trout, can help reduce the risk of a sudden death heart attack. Well, I know which one of those I'll choose. Number 9, I got to do the break. We'll get to 9 and 10. Boy, this turned out to be great. Where did you get this? Who sent this to us? Or you found it?
Facts, I think. Oh, you found it?
No, the list.
The food list.
Yeah, but Lenny brought it in. It was mailed.
What?
He's not listening to anything we're doing.
The 10 superfoods you should eat and 10 foods you should never eat that you gave me, you brought it to me.
He didn't bring that in.
Who did?
The fax machine did.
They didn't come in here? No way.
I didn't bring it in.
Asshole. 27 past 11 at 560 WQAM. If there's snow, hey, I'll tell you, it could have been snow in Miami last night. And regardless of what it was, Tom Lehman and Joe Prieto are buried in something. They're buried in vehicles because the factory sent Hallett so damn many cars, they don't have any place to park them. Even Tom Lehman had to park cars in his driveway. So now they need to place one in yours. Hallett is blowing out all the new vehicles regardless of profit, including the Pontiac Vibe starting at only $13,998. Gets you up to $5,000 off every GMC Envoy in stock. Plus get 0% financing or up to a $3,000 rebate. Of course, Hallett, as always, has got a stupendous, gigantic, almost endless selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs that you can depend on. No lemons on the lot. Trust me. No fruit at Hallett. Vehicles like the likes of what you've never seen in your life. And if credit is a problem for you, if you're a little bit leery of going onto the car dealership's lot even because you have such marginal or maybe even really bad credit, Hallett will not worry about that. They'll find a way to get you a deal done. Don't forget, right as I speak, it's the Winter Blizzard Emergency Clearance Sale at Hallett Pontiac GMC, who absolutely, when we do the list of places that have been around the longest, they'll be right near the top of the list. Unlike all these other 50 million places that have come and gone, Hallett is still there. 35 years at 13401 South Dixie Highway. That's US 1 across from the Falls. Open every day, 7 days a week. Be sure and tell them that you heard about this on the Neil Rogers Show because you'll save even more. You can check it out on the Neil Rogers Neil Deal Hotline. Say Neil again, Neil, at 1-888-534-4211. That's 1-888-534-4211.
Oh, God.
For Hallett Pontiac GMC, we are professional grade. Got it?
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Friday, you bastards.
Thought the plan to bomb Iraq was bad enough. Now there's bigger problems, so it seems. There's a country out there that'd be a bitch to beat. So don't piss them off if you know what I mean. Yes. We wouldn't wanna face North Korea. Yeah. That'd be a mistake. No doubt in my mind. It would be fatally dumb. Oh. So here's an idea. Leave North Korea alone.
One of our trained monkeys, 11:33 at 560 WQAM. Here's a very amusing and a very good fax from Big Arnie, even though it's got a lot of bad spelling. Il Baccio, first in Davie, then moved west. Not sure if it's still around. Had good food and live jazz. Il Baccio, remember that?
No.
Well, that's not the good part. But here's a great line. And I think, didn't you say you like salmon?
Yeah.
Okay, now you know I hate fish.
Right.
I can't, and I've told you, I can't even stand the smell of fish. It makes me
Correct.
nauseous, even worse than ozone. I think I'm getting a bad headache from that biozone stuff. Man, am I a moron or what? And you do these things with the best of intention. Is there anything that's for real anymore?
No.
And especially if it's on the internet, I guess. Anything is like a ripoff. You know?
Everything's a racket.
Everything's a goddamn racket. Look at those CDs that Boca Brian's selling. But anyway. Also, now listen to this. Why do people eat fish and say, that was great because it didn't taste fishy? Would you eat a hot dog and say, what a good hot dog it was because it didn't taste like a hot dog? That's got to be one. I'm going to frame this. I'm putting this up.
Porky.
Yeah, I got something porky for you. In fact, Wayne Arnold's going to be here any minute. Hudson, anyway. I'm sure Wayne can't waddle down. Oh, poor Wayne. Last time he was here, he looked, and the first thing he said to me was, boy, it's not fun to get old, is it? And I looked at him and I said, in your case, I guess not. I feel fine. Except for that ozone. Oh, I'm getting like respiratory. Huh? And you're the one that brought that crap in here. I'd have been just fine, okay? I'd have been doing just fine. I think I can credit my ozone, my biozone, whatever those damn things are, to my little dog having a beautiful bowel movement right on my dining room floor overnight. Not mushy, not, just for the first time in days because he's got a bad liver. My little dog is dying, by the way, folks. When I say he's dying, I mean we all are. But it could be weeks or months. He could hang on. Who knows? Could surprise us. He's got his liver is like that. But what a beautiful, I thought to myself, wow, I've never been so happy to see on the floor as I am right now. First time in many, many days that he's like left behind such beautiful specimens. Very firm, you know, he's the kind you just pick up with either toilet paper or a paper towel.
Did you keep
and you
them?
antiseptically. I saved them and I'm bringing it in for
Mason jar?
I'm bringing it here on Monday, as a matter of fact. Huh? as kind of a peace offering to one of our friends.
Jorge.
No, not Jorge. Anyway, so would you eat a hot dog and say, what a good hot dog because it didn't taste like a hot dog? What, Big Arnie, you know, something you've sent us a lot of faxes, some of them pretty good, some of them really...
You know what they mean when they say that, even though...
no, I don't.
Most people don't.
No, I don't.
If fish isn't fresh, then it's that bad kind of fishy, and that's what they're referring to.
All fish taste like fish. For example, tuna in cans, either in, forget about the oil's not good, but like tuna in water. I like that. And you want to know why? Because it doesn't taste fishy. Tastes fishy. But if you get fresh tuna, I mean, like,
Are you kidding?
You want to know why? Because it tastes like fish.
No. Fresh tuna is
I am not a
wonderful.
fish guy, okay? There are a few things in the world that make me want to gag and puke my guts out more than the smell, the taste, the look, the
That
aroma.
explains a lot,
I can almost
actually.
see that eye, like, looking back at me, you know? It's like people that eat sushi, like Greg Reed, you know what I'm saying? You know our good friend Greg Reed?
Yeah.
Who hates you like poison? Sushi Man. Look what it's done for him. And Norma Kent, who used to be fairly, on the sharp, not really marginal, but used to be, and now he's totally lost it. Why? Because he keeps having lunches with Greg at the sushi place.
Yeah.
And I think he did that intentionally. It was a sabotage to wear his mental processes down. Either that or it was all the bad pot. Now here's a fax from somebody. Oh, this is, you know who this is from?
No.
Jeff High's friend. How many guesses do you need?
That's enough.
Touting paprika. Paprika is one of the two substances that does not dissolve in your body, okay? Don't be giving me propaganda, you crazy bastard, you chubby chaser. Don't be giving me a bunch of crap about how paprika is good for you. It doesn't dissolve. Pepper and paprika, which is why my mother ladles them on everything that she makes, because she wants me to have hemorrhoids as bad as her infected hemorrhoids. And I did for a couple of days there. Not infected, but... Huh?
What's that about?
What's what about?
How do you know if you have infected hemorrhoids?
I'll give you her number. She will give you an hour's free seminar on bowel movements, hemorrhoids, anything anal, and you think you're the anal expert. You're a piker, man, compared to her.
Sure.
She knows her ass, man.
Is blood and pus involved?
Absolutely. Infected hemorrhoids. Oozing, painful. In fact, don't you remember...
Jersey sucks, okay?
No, wait a minute, that's the wrong button. What I meant to say was...
Roy!
Don't you remember when we first came here?
Roids.
Roy Foster had infected bleeding hemorrhoids, and he got very upset because I mentioned it on the air. But that's a long time ago, so we bet a lot of money that
Roy!
doesn't have infected bleeding hemorrhoids anymore. Remember that?
Yeah.
Oozing bloody hemorrhoids. I mean, we didn't need to hear about that, Roy. Oh, I guess oozing was like his thing because he used to hang out with the Screwan all the time.
Roy!
And I'm not touching that because the food may be here any minute.
A lot of people are touching that.
And local.
I can't imagine why.
Sports Radio 560. UAF.
That's right. Junior.
The commercial you're about to hear has been adolescently subjected to a moronic series of edits and changes with no endorsement or authorization by the original advertiser. We apologize, however, stand by our mission to make everything that is good and decent look as ridiculous as possible.
How do you feel when you don't work out?
I can't go to the party tonight. My hair hurts, and I feel fat.
How do you feel when you do?
Do me now! Do me, or I'll break your neck! Oh!
At 24-Hour Fitness, your certified personal trainer custom tailors a health and fitness program for you.
We've got machines that'll work out every muscle in your body, including the new Uterus Master 1000.
Ooh, that's gonna leave a mark.
17 till noon at 5. What I say? Till noon?
Till noon.
Well, that's that ozone. I was doing great. I felt real great. I sounded fine like me. And now the ozone is starting like, you hear it? Here's a great barber that somebody faxes me on West Broward Boulevard. I may check him out. I don't like that being like, what kind of crap is that? And the worst part of it is that the guy who's, like I said, cutting the hair, he's very grateful. He's a nice guy, he appreciated the tip. But the other guy, he's either jealous or he's just an asshole, and they don't know who I am.
Sounds
so it's
like
not
he's just an asshole.
I think you could say
he's an asshole
and be fairly close to the truth. Here's Boynton Beach. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, George said that you didn't believe that somebody's faxed you that thing about the foods.
Yeah.
That was me on the top right corner on the new foods you should never eat. It has from and my name and Boynton Beach.
But did you fax it to, what number did you fax it to? Let me see.
The one he gave me on the phone.
Because it says from and it doesn't have anything on it, and it says fax number doesn't have anything on it. So the mystery will continue forever. I don't think it came in on my machine. And maybe it did. Who knows?
Yeah. So what is the fax number there? Because I could tell you, I lost the sheet here.
6500198.
That was it. Yeah,
well, I told you it came in on my machine. I don't know what you guys are getting all bent out of shape about.
Yeah, that was the number. Yeah, but I'm glad you're getting so much use out of it.
I think the ozone is affecting my mind.
Yeah, that came in the insert in my Palm Beach Post a week or so ago.
Ah, well, now. But it killed some good time, though, and I appreciate it very much.
Okay.
Thanks.
Glad to help. Bye-bye.
Thanks a lot. And it especially made George real paranoid about the Nissan Cup noodles with shrimp. It said, if you're safer eating a Nissan than a Nissan, is what it said. It's exactly what it said. Burger King French fry. No, I did like the information in this thing here. Although, do you realize that if you want, talk about the list of businesses that have gone bust. I mean, that's nothing compared to the list of stuff, the products that we could put on here that'll kill you, that are just grotesque, and they're clogging your arteries and really bad for you. I mean, you go to the this has happened to me so many times, which is why I don't go to the supermarket very much anymore. Hey, hi to my friends at Publix, nice knowing you. But, you go up and down the aisle with your shopping cart, and especially if you're trying to lose weight or you're diabetic like I am, and you look at, what can I eat? What the hell can I eat? You know what I'm saying?
Broccoli.
I love broccoli. But not just by itself.
Don't forget the cheese.
There you go. Broccoli with cheese, love it. Could make a meal out of it. Now, I have done that. The frozen broccoli with cheese. Why don't you try that just once? I'm sure you'll spit it out.
I've tried it every way imaginable.
Okay. Well, we just have to accept the fact that you're one of those George Herbert Walker Bush people who got brainwashed during the early 80s, and then, of course, when he became president, that put you over the edge. You don't like broccoli because of that.
Sure, that's why.
So I think the bottom line we can say is that George likes Bush. He doesn't like broccoli.
It has nothing to do with the stench of it
George
while it's
likes
cooking
Bush.
and
He doesn't
foul
like
flavor while you're eating it.
Oh, talk about stench, but that's another story. 5670560. Pound 560 on the AT&T. You notice how that just sailed right on by the good. That's probably just as well. Here's a call from Naples. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
About the air filters.
Yes.
It's the first thing about the ozone is that I don't know if you've ever seen anything referring to these. There's a museum somewhere in the United States of medical quackery devices, and there are a bunch of them in there that use ozone.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I think what you have there may be on its way. As far as the air filters, the ionizer types, so they work great. I bought one from, of all places, Sears back in the 80s. It had the charcoal filter for the air, and also the ionizer thing. I had a problem with oak tree pollen, and it got like 99.9% of it out. Now, you could get things that fit into your air circulator system at home. If you have a forced air heating and cooling system, you can get a goes in there that's ionized that for a couple $100 it might do what you want it to do.
Really?
Yeah, you might look into that.
Okay.
They work great. They really do.
Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
What are you saying?
Poison.
What's poison?
Poison. It doesn't matter
Negative
where
ions?
it's located. Not the ions, but the ozone generators.
He's not talking about ozone. See, you only heard one little part. See what a prick he is. He's still thinking about the broccoli and the fish.
Blech. Oh, broccoli.
And the bush. 5670560. Pound 560. What's the difference? On the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Lighthouse Point, hello.
I'll sort it out.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
How's this for restaurants? Dante's in Fort Lauderdale.
Been there, done that.
Was that on your list?
Yeah.
How about Woves?
Woves is on there. Now, Dante's, is that sign still there? Because that big sign they had has been there for, I don't know if it's still there, but it was there for
I think it's still there.
50 years after they went out of business, and there was the sign, you know.
How about Wags?
Wags was on there.
How about Jefferson Superstore?
Was on there.
Theirs.
Was on there, and have a nice weekend. See, when he's got like 15 he's given me, they were all on the list. I'll tell you what, I'll read all the ones from all three lists, so, just to make sure. That'll kill till 1:30. Go right into Mad Dog show. Don't forget the Mad Dog at 1, the Humper from San Diego Super Bowl. Getting ready, baby. 3 o'clock this afternoon. Citgo Panther preview at 6:30. The Panthers at the Carolina Hurricanes at 7. Eddie K from GA following hockey, and then ESPN radio overnight because it's cheap. Real cheap. Now what, I didn't do this enough, did I? These promos that Miguel was nice enough to come in and shorten up because he makes them too damn long. Join QAM tomorrow from 10 a.m. to noon at the Breslow Golf Academy at 2250 South Park Road in Hallandale for a Buck-a-Ball Super Bowl shootout. For $1 a ball, hit a floating bullseye and win his and her Corvettes. $1 a ball. Do you think Tom Brady would go along with that? And join George from noon till 2 tomorrow at Bill Seidel's Mitsubishi. Now, which one is it going to be?
The Miami Mitsubishi. There's a Davey one.
No, which dealership? You said
Mitsubishi. There are 5 dealerships on that street. We will be at the Mitsubishi.
But it says at Bill Seidel's Mitsubishi Boulevard of Savings.
Right. Bill Seidel's Boulevard of Savings has Nissan and Hyundai and Kia.
But see, that isn't really
Miguel
right, though.
wrote it wrong.
Miguel wrote
Miguel's
it wrong.
illiterate.
You know, Miguel forgot to come in here and was bitching all about Penrod's, and we still haven't got the final answer on that. Regis is waiting for your final answer. This is not right. Noon to 2, George, at Bill Seidel's Boulevard of Savings at the Mitsubishi dealer located Northwest 36th Street in Miami. Even I know that, and I've never been there. And from what you're telling me. Stop by to win prizes, enjoy free food from Atlantic City Subs, where the bread and Ira make the difference, and Scott is still a pain in the ass who won't stop and sucking around for free plugs. Don't forget, by the way, your Super Bowl party planner is not too late.
Now, would you rather I did what he does to my hair?
From Hollywood Subs. What do you mean by that?
Scott, you didn't notice his hair when he came in there, the shoe polish?
I don't pay any attention to him.
I see.
I don't look at him. I hear him because he doesn't. And he walked out of here, actually, and then he turned around and came back in and had the chutzpah. Thinking, I guess, confusing me with Defoe. He should know I'm not Defoe. I don't have any billboards. But the chutzpah to come back in and ask me for free plugs, based on what? Based on what?
He brings you food whenever you want.
Yeah.
He likes you.
The only reason I give them free plugs because I like Ira. He's a great guy. And he puts up with Scott, and I feel very bad for him. No, who would want to put up with him? He's worse than an East Pot van. Yeah, you know. Never takes a breath.
I think you're anti-Semitic.
Anti-Semitic? Ira's Jewish too, asshole. 5670560. Yeah, I'm anti-Semitic. Oh, brother. Talk about the spit calling the kettle of Puerto Rican. Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Neil, good morning.
Yes, I'm. Buenos to you.
I've been waiting so long I forgot.
Sorry.
I'm actually in Coconut Creek. It's Brian the Painter.
Oh, yeah.
Talked to you a long time ago.
Sure.
I've got a couple more on the list here. Actually, I was just outside. I was trying to get all that snow and ice off the sidewalk that came in last night.
Yeah, don't forget that scraper, man. Always keep it in your glove box.
I've got it right
that
here.
Scraper.
I've got three more on the list here.
Scrape Brian Norcross off our TV screen.
Did you happen to mention Creighton's famous French restaurant?
Yep.
Okay, the Ground Round?
Mm-hmm.
You got that. Okay.
Had it.
The Rain Dancer.
What do you say, Carlos? Did we have the Rain Dancer?
That just closed in the last 6 months or so. I was there for 30
most
years.
of our people on that poll were like over the age of 100, so they didn't know about that.
Okay. The Brickyard.
Yeah.
You got that one? And remember the movie theater? It was the Old Time movie theater. Used to show a bunch of nothing but black and white films. Be like, say, the Marx Brothers, Charlie Chaplin, that type of. There was two locations. They had one in Fort Lauderdale. I believe it was right there on Dixie Highway. Another one's on 441.
Okay.
They were there for about 4 years. Also, Mr. Laughs.
Oh, Mr. Laughs Comedy Club, right?
Yes.
Didn't have that.
Yep. You had one on Fort Lauderdale on Federal Highway, and the other one, I believe, was out in University.
And I think Chris Baker used to do stuff there, and that's why they went out of business. So have a great day, pal. Thanks.
Okay, thanks.
See ya.
Bye.
Well, 2 out of 14 ain't too bad. Where was Chris Baker, and who's the other one? Mr. The G-Man. I almost said Mr. G. Oh, sorry. Shouldn't have done that. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon line. We got our checks. We got some food coming from Wayne Arnold without that. And there'll be some hot sauce in there. Just do not let them bring it in here. I wouldn't touch it anyway with your tongue, because ordinarily it doesn't bother me, but the combination of that along with the paprika and the pepper and all of these things,
and
man.
the ozone.
Oh, and the ozone. Can you even imagine the kind of stuff I'm going to be spewing out? Maybe right here in this chair. Put that damn Randy right to shame. And Josh Friedman. He has a wife? I think what you did was set me up with that. They're all saying, oh yeah, just to go along, you know?
Yeah.
I saw Gaslight. Here's Homestead. Hello.
Hey, Neil. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Good. Hey, there's just 3 things I want to ask you real quick. Number 1, the Hurricane fans have got to get over their loss to Ohio State because they got
exactly.
beat fair and square.
Right.
Number 2.
Well, regardless, it was like 100 years ago. It's over.
Well, I want to know, who do you pick in the Super Bowl?
Tampa Bay.
Bucks.
All
right.
Go Bucks.
3, how far along do you think the Panthers will make the playoffs, or if they do?
Doubt it. Unlikely.
Thanks.
Okay.
Good.
Unlikely. Thank you. We love the Panthers, but they're too young. We want Ray Whitney because he was hung. I mean, what? We love Ray Whitney. Good guy, good player, miss him badly. Mike Sillinger. Scott Mellenby. Gave all these guys away, basically. What do we got to show for it? Squat. We got the youngsters in the organization. I don't want to get into that again because nobody really cares, but it's really a shame because we could have a pretty good thing going there. And they wouldn't have to be phoning up the attendance every night. These new guys, they came in and they thought they knew something. I'll never forget that day that Bernie Kosar just practically accosted me in a hallway like I was his long-lost best friend. And, of course, those were the good old days when we had the first team. God, did we have a good time then. 5670560. How's the poll coming? What's your favorite South Florida business that's no longer around? Our final. This is the runoff, baby, the rub-off. 440 votes, many of which are real. Bobby Maduro Stadium, 52. Yeah, sure. Eastern Airlines, 43. Six Flags Atlantis Water Park, 41. Sunrise Musical Theater, 38. Topless Car Wash, 23. Sambo's, 20. Playboy Club, 19. Hollywood Sportatorium, 18. New England Oyster House, 17. Wolfie's, 17. Jay Byron's tied with Jordan Marsh, 15. See, that to me bothers me. That Jay Byron's and Jordan Marsh should be mentioned in the same breath. Jordan Marsh had nice stuff. It was a great store.
Yeah.
No?
It was a good store.
Compared to Jay Byron's?
Sure.
I think we need a little more enthusiasm about that. Uno's Pizza, 13. Burton Jack's, 13. They went out because of 9/11, and also they couldn't afford to keep feeding Mr. Ego and all his core of misfits. Have you ever noticed that there are some people who, like, their entire lives, they're surrounded by this little core of quislings?
Yes.
For example, if somebody goes into a restaurant and I'm dining there, which I probably won't because I don't eat, but if I were, you wouldn't be there.
Right.
Carlos would not be there.
Exactly.
Nobody associated with this program would be there with me.
Maybe twice in all these years have we had a social
A little
meal.
more than that, but I mean, you know, but ordinarily they would. Whereas there are some people who just travel around with this little entourage, like a bunch of carnival people. You know what I mean?
Their support staff.
There you are.
Emotional support.
Like I said,
staff.
Burton Jack's 13. Pumpernicks 12, Malibu Grand Prix 11, Wags 10. I liked Wags a lot. And what was the name of that place in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, that restaurant that had the exterior? Fags? Peaches 8, Incredible Universe and Hardee's and Morrison Cafeteria, White Coast 7, Dollhouse 6, Hemingway's 5, Shakey's Pizza, only 5 for Shakey's Pizza? Man, that's disturbing to me. God, these people must be sucking ozone by the gallon. Biscayne Babies 4, Three Guys Pizza 4, and Penrod's 3, and we still have no final determination on that. We're still waiting for the final answer.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
Al, this is Rosie O'Donnell, and the clock on my stomach says it's the Neil Rogers 12 to 1 hour. And away we go.
Last night I saw a man spring to life. He was tan, he wore me down, he looked magnified. He showed me some new things to try. Well, you could see the man that I applaud. What a libido, he seems to know what his part is for. But I don't own him anymore. I used to rent, now I have to buy. My fascination will not die. It keeps going on. He's all mine with porn. I'm all out of taste. Need another reel. Alone and unashamed, lying naked on the floor. My passion hasn't changed. Don't need someone real. Rewind the tape and I can see the perfect guy in porn. I don't need a date. I just rented porn. So I guess that Larry Flint was right. On my screen, he's all tan, he's the perfect height. Under my sheets for days and now, I don't care, I rent my love. I don't need a human touch. They do so many things, so much to learn from porn. I'm all out of taste, need another reel. Alone and unashamed, lying naked on the floor. The version is a change, hearing someone squeal. Rewind the tape so I can see the perfect guy in porn. I returned it late, I enjoyed my porn.
Here's a fax that says, how could we forget Sizzler Steakhouse? Did we forget Sizzler?
No.
No, we did not. It was. In fact, I'm looking on the list right now just to see how many it had, but why bother? I don't have time. It was on there. Says, I've been listening every day for the last week and a half, and I don't remember hearing Sizzler. Well, maybe a little waxy buildup in there. I'd pop those ears out. We had Sizzler. Somebody faxes this to me, some distressing news, not that anybody here cares. Report Panthers lost $65 million.
I don't care.
But team officials say actual operating losses totaled only $17.5 million. What a bargain. And it goes on at great length, which nobody really cares. But Phil Allen, Broward County's Director of Finance and Operation and Administration, etc., says we're watching developments closely. Our concern is heightened somewhat because of the recent bankruptcies in Ottawa and Buffalo. Keep your eye on it, Phil. Good thinking. And Alan Cohen, who couldn't be reached for comment yesterday, said this week the team's outlook is bright. The building and our market size give us the opportunity to be a stronger franchise in league. He said, but, of course, the fact that we have a very young team without any veterans, most of the fans have no idea who most of the players are, and the fact that it looks like they're not going to make the playoffs. And the ice is real bad. And, I could go on forever. Being the big fan that I am, I'm not trying to poo-poo the franchise, but, put something out there people want to see. If they're going to spend that kind of money to come in there at, big bucks, then put something out there people want to see. Because what I saw the other night was weak, really weak. That was tragic. By the way, here's the good news, because we got Penrod's on our list, or at least we got one right. Let's hear it for us.
Oh!
Penrod's Entertainment Complex on Miami Beach, One Ocean Drive, which includes Nikki Beach Restaurant and Bar and Pearl Restaurant and Lounge. We got it right here from their website. So it's Penrod's Entertainment Complex. So even though what we really were referring to was the original Penrod's in Fort Lauderdale, right?
Okay.
That's long gone. But Penrod stays on there because, why does it stay on there?
We don't care.
I just contradicted myself, didn't I? Like I said, this Penrod's don't count. So we did the right thing. I don't know. See, I'm too confused between the ozone and the stuff that you just handed me here about, paprika. Oh, man. You goofballs, including Jeff High's, chubby chasing neighbor. You're gonna be wild when you hear this. Cayenne. Other names, paprika, chili pepper, red pepper. The red hot chili peppers. When taken internally, and of course it goes on about a remedy for muscular tension, rheumatism, but when taken internally, cayenne can cause diarrhea and cramps, usually without the M. High doses taken over extended periods of time may cause chronic stomach problems, kidney damage, liver damage, or nerve problems. Now, liver damage. Who stayed with my little dog for a week there? In December.
Mama.
Yeah.
Your mama.
Who uses paprika on virtually everything?
Your mama.
And who has liver damage now?
Your doggy.
Yeah. I'm just thinking out loud. Oh. Overdosage. An overdose of cayenne can precipitate a drastic, life-threatening decline in body temperature. If you suspect an overdose, seek medical attention immediately. You know what we're saying? Right. Oh, baby. Hold the pepper. Hold the paprika. 5670560. Pound 560 on the AT&T. Anybody that would put stuff into their body that doesn't dissolve, that comes out the same way it goes in, not good. Your body's sending you a message. Just like Joey Zaza. It's sending you a message. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Neil?
Pretty good.
What about corn? It comes out the same way.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You don't chew it.
Yeah, and your mom's been trying to kill that dog for years.
Of course, it's hard to chew paprika, you know?
Yeah. Your mom's been trying to knock off Tiny for a long time.
Yeah, we know.
I got a question for you.
In fact, we got an office pool going on that.
The last time I called you last year when you were looking to get euros, and I told you to call American Express.
Yeah.
Remember that? Okay. I have one question for you. I'm going to the Mildew City in about 6 weeks with a half a dozen people.
The what city?
I'm going to Amsterdam.
The Mildew City?
The Mildew.
Oh, no, that's only my apartment. It's not the Mildew City. It's just my apartment.
Yeah. Okay, I just have a quick question for you. I hated to call you and ask you, but this is kind of important.
Go ahead.
Is it better to buy a couple $1,000s worth from American Express, or just buy a few $100s worth to wait until you get over there? Which you go back and forth often enough to know. Which is the most reasonable way of buying the money?
You want to get the absolute best rate?
Go to POTT?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
The best rate is from the ATM. So when you get there, go to the airport.
Right.
And at the airport, when you get to the airport at Schiphol, there's a zillion of these change places.
Right.
Just change, maybe $100 or whatever into euros. And then, when you're in there for however long, go to any of the ATMs. You got a bank card, obviously.
Right.
And just take it out there. You'll get the best rate guaranteed.
Really?
Yes, sir.
My dad appreciates it, but my dad's actually going out of the country the first time in his life.
Excellent. He'll love it.
And he's going with us.
Tell him to watch out for the Rasta maniacs.
All right, Neil. Thanks
Have
a
a
lot.
great time. Thank
Bye.
you. Also believe. Okay, Wayne Arnold is here, looking young and spry, and Hudson is right behind him there. How are you, Wayne?
Good.
You're still alive. Wayne is still alive. Nice to see you. What's he got there? Oh, look at this. Wayne is more political propaganda there. I wouldn't be surprised if Wayne is the Democratic candidate for president.
Oh!
Huh? Well, Bobby Graham's got that little heart thing. Now, if Bob Graham runs, are you going to support Bob Graham?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, says Wayne Arnold. Let's hear it for Wayne.
Oh!
We love Bob Graham. We don't know why. You know, that's the thing that we were talking about yesterday, is that he's so popular in Florida, but nobody really can figure out why. And I like him too, but I still can't figure out why.
I know he's
Thank you, Hudson. You're a wonderful American, sir. Now, let's see. Look at that. He lost like an ounce or two since we saw him last, didn't he?
Might be the jacket.
No, seriously. He is the accordion man.
Always has.
Wayne Arnold. 1 week he'll come in, he'll be like 400 pounds. The next week he'll be 180. How do you do it?
walking, pressing the flesh.
I bet you are. I bet you are. Wayne is pressing the flesh. Okay. Thanks, gentlemen. Have a wonderful weekend in life, etc. Vote for Wayne Arnold for the Davie Town Council District 1. He's got the skills, integrity, experience, and white hots. That's what he says. Thank you, man. See, this is good, and I bet you there's no hot sauce near either, just like I said. Hey, Hudson, take care of that guy, okay? We want to keep him around for a little more free food anyway. What? Wayne's a good guy. He likes you a little bit.
Guy, the best
well, you should hear what he said about you. Now, look at that. Just what I ordered, too. Beautiful. There's about 6 pounds of it, though.
Bacon, though.
What?
That bacon looks wonderful.
Oh, I love bacon. Don't you love bacon?
Yeah, when it's nice and chewy, like combo.
It's sure better than that Nissan soup you're drinking with those awful noodles and palm oil.
Fried noodles.
Man, it's just clogging your arteries. Nothing like
Not
these
like the bacon.
Fatty bratwurst Rochester White Hots. These are the original Rochester White Hots, by the way. Now that the Rochester Hots place is gone. Isn't that a shame that they're gone?
Yeah.
They liked us a lot. They liked using the show a lot. I mean, they liked us. They sent us food a lot, even when we didn't want it. They were okay. I don't know what the hell happened to them. Didn't they have a fire or something? I think they did. And that's what happens when you have a fire. Boy, there's nothing like bacon, you know? It's not good for you. And you want to know what?
So?
I don't care. We don't care today. This is the one day after finding that list came from, what was it? Worst Homes and Gardens? Some crap like that.
Right.
We're tired of that baloney, okay? Because like Sonny from the Market used to say, you're not here for a long time, just for a good time. Isn't that what he said?
Baloney. That's not good for you and doesn't taste good.
I do like bologna. You don't like bologna?
Well, it depends.
Do you say
on the
bologna or bologna? How about bologna? If you ever went to Bologna, you love the food there. Oh, man.
Yeah?
That's not Italianish. It's like real Italian. Unlike the Olive Garden. It's 11 afternoon at 560 WQM. Hey, listen, Pompano Park's got some big stuff going on this weekend. Tomorrow night, Saturday, January 25th, is Family Fun Night starting at 7 p.m. with free miniature horse rides, free popcorn for the kids, free face painting and a magic show at 7:30 p.m., plus free drawings for the kids to be in a mini horse race. There'll be live music, a real horse race on display, and trainers talking about equipment, racing, and answering your questions about harness racing. Monday night, we got the 2 for $25 full course dinner special in the lavish top of the park restaurant on the 6th floor. Hold a paprika, please. The great all-you-can-eat buffet in the 4th floor Players Lounge, just $10.95 per person every racing night. And the free spaghetti dinner coming back a week from Monday. Not this Monday, but the following Monday, February 3rd, the free spaghetti dinner, which we'll be telling you about. I want to make sure I got this right. Okay? No, seriously, because it says in the copy, and I know Steve Wolf would never make a mistake, I almost was sure that I saw a big Pompano Park ad in here, and it says, no, I had the right thing. I want to make sure it wasn't tonight that they had the wrong day. Steve Wolf would make a mistake, would he? Would he make? Yes. But not this time. Watch yourself, Steve. Family Fun Night is tomorrow night at Pompano Park. Of course, we got great live racing tonight and 4 nights a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. First post time, 7:15 p.m. You got free general parking, free grandstand admission every afternoon, evening, and of course, simulcasting starting at noon every day, 7 days a week from tracks all over North America. So you want to have a great time, plunge your brains out, enjoy some really good chow. This is the place. Pompano Park on, where is it? On Powerline Road, a block south of Atlantic Boulevard in Pompano Beach.
Live and local. This is 560. The radio's all yours now. QAM.
So.
Shut up, you big hog! Ginger Rogers takes a mouthful of the sausage in Jorge's pants. That pipe smoker and uncircumcised Cupid engage in a fakeler dance. I'm a cranky homophobe. Not that I mind it, but I'm way too old. I fantasize about being in bed in a tryst with Fiedler, my man friend. I'll kiss and make up with Ginger someday. And then ask him to rape my buns over and over again. Though I would not feel remorseful,
No!
and I would not be ashamed about a Ginger and Mo gay union, just boning and stroking away. Boy, Kelly, you're not my type.
No!
You sound like a 9-year-old kid. Only a macho, manly kind.
You don't notice me.
That makes me flip my wig. If Ginger was a lover of mine, I'd bury my bulbous, veiny nose inside his pimply rear end. No, I would not be a sport hole.
No!
If I was not a closeted fay. That's why a Ginger and Mo gay union would make me feel giddy and gay.
Everybody follow my bouncing balls.
Yeah, Ginger and Mo gay union.
I'm getting pounded.
Would make my sore old bony ass feel safe. If we had a Ginger and Mo gay union, then he wouldn't have to get me raped.
Okay, 12:18 at 560 WQM. Here's somebody who used to work on the show with Mo, the Beast, who's unprofessional, of course, and got blown out of there. And he just hopped on the scale. He's doing his balance for life. And the good news today is
240 and a half.
240 and a half. So that's, and last week was 243, right? Yeah. Well, that's good. He's getting back on it. He's sliding back down again. I'm keeping that thing right over here, man. I'm going to keep real close track on this while I'm here, another day or two. I'll be here a while. Although I'll tell you one thing, this is not what I ordered when I came back down here. It's supposed to be like 75 every day sunny and like 55 at night. Not watching my TV and having Brian Norcross.
Oh my God, the sky is falling. It's freezing. You're gonna die.
Don't you have a snowblower?
No, I'm going to go out and buy one today along with my ozone blower. There's a lot of blowing going on. Ever heard the morning show? 19 past noon at 560 WQAM. I'll tell you that poll, man. What do we got? 4 million votes on it? The final runoff. It'll be up there all weekend. You can diddle with it. 400. Oh, that was beautiful. 478 votes. Your favorite South Florida business that's no longer there. Biscayne Babies 4. Penrod's 4, which is, we apologize. Three Guys Pizza 4. And why did you say that Castaway Seafood is out of business? I can't believe you did that to our good new friend, the new owner.
See, they're going to believe you. They don't know.
Just a joke, guys, okay? Although it was George that talked about the bad wig. Shakey's 5, Hemingway's 5, Dollhouse 6. I'm going from the bottom up. A little variety. Incredible Universe 8, Morrison Cafeteria and Peaches and Hardee's each have 8. Hardee's has got those great shroom burgers, man. Wilmetco Theater 9, Wags 10, Malibu Grand Prix 12, Burton Jack's 13. Wasn't looking for them, I guess. Pumpernicks and Uno's Pizza 14. Jay Byron's 15. Jordan Marsh 15. Comedians. New England Oyster House 19. Playboy Club 20. Sambo's 20. Hollywood Sportatorium 21. Wolfie's 23. Topless Car Wash 28. Sunrise Musical Theater 41. Six Flags Atlantis Water Park 44. Eastern Airlines 46. And Bobby Maduro Stadium, do we believe it?
No.
54. Because this is such a big, big baseball town. Facts from Matthew, who says there are Hardee's all around the country and quite a few in Florida. The closest to us is in Fort Myers, 4900 Palm Beach Boulevard, Fort Myers, Florida. It's even got the phone number. There's also a Dollhouse in Sunny Isles, and it also says F. Mo, signed Matthew. P.S. Is that Matthew Bell? Matty Bell? P.S. Did anyone suggest Richard Department Stores?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they did. Sorry, Matthew. Quit while you're ahead. Yeah, in fact, I think what we should do is next week we'll have people calling every day and say, was this one on the list? We'll put them all in alphabetical order. And then we'll say, yeah, there was. Okay, thank you. Because that's pretty much what we're getting now. I mean, we had so many on there. How many more businesses could there be? 20, 30 million that are no longer around? Here's Sunrise. Hello.
Good day, Neil.
Yes, sir. Good day.
I happen to be a air conditioning contractor.
Uh-huh.
and I was wondering if anyone had spoken to you about UV light filtration system.
No.
This is kind of this is used mostly in commercial applications, like in hospitals and
Right.
schools and stuff, and it's just now starting to use in residential. But what it does is it bathes the air coming in and the air going out in a certain spectrum of UV light and kills 100% of anything that gets in the light. And it's really helpful in hospitals and now using it in residential applications. It's helping homeowners and children and out quite a bit too.
Right.
And if you're interested, I'll give my number to George and maybe stop by, look at your system.
Okay, hang on. I appreciate it. Hold on.
Okay.
Take down his gentleman's number, although I think Miguel already got me hooked up with somebody that works here, or whose relative works here, who's once hung out with somebody that works here. Whoever it is. I think we got that covered. But just in case, okay, because this guy seems like he wants a little plug. 5670560, pound 5. What are you doing in there? You dropping? Look at that. God is punishing George because he don't like broccoli.
God doesn't like broccoli either?
Because he's eating that Nissan noodle palm, hearts of palm, clog your artery soup by the gallon. Fort Lauderdale, hello. Fort Lauderdale's gone?
Oh.
Hello.
Hey, you got Corky's in North Miami Beach?
Got it. Get a new phone. Phone store is still there. Now, he had a bad phone. He's in a bad cell, okay? Maybe they'll put him in the one with Al Goldstein, although he won't have any food left over. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. George wants to know where his rating bonus is, number one, and number two, where the new contract is. I just mentioned those things in passing because I try to go to bat for him. Keep in mind, though, George, one thing.
Greg hates you.
Keep that in mind. Lighthouse Point, hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
I got a couple I think you forgot. What about Sloan Steakhouse
Never heard of it.
on Biscayne, just north of 79th?
That reminds me, speaking of Sloan Steakhouse, that wasn't owned by a guy named Ernie Sloan, was it?
Yeah, I don't know.
We used to have a guy in WNWS 100 years ago. He used to do a show on a weekend called Behind the Velvet Rope, and his name was Ernie Sloan. He talked with a real heavy European accent.
No, I don't
He
know
was a
who
food
owned it.
guy.
And then there was Gallagher's about a block.
Had it.
Oh, and
Done it.
the Luau,
Had that.
Jackie Gleason's Pub,
Had it.
and Westward Ho Restaurant.
Had it. Thank you. Well, see, ordinarily you'd think, well, that call was kind of a waste of time, but he mentioned Sloan, Ernie Sloan, Behind the Velvet Rope. I bet you some of our real old people, our listeners from 75, have some of that stuff. It'll be real good practice for your show on Sunday. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Thanks again to Wayne Arnold, 125th and Northwest 7th Avenue in North Dade. The only Royal Castle left anywhere in this neck of the woods since we're talking about businesses that we miss so bad. Royal Castle, the original little castle burgers, the Neely burgers with bacon and cheese, the authentic Rochester White Hots. What are these? Are these Weigels or Tobins? Do we know? You're supposed to know these things. Anyway, they're the authentic Rochester White Hots, like you used to get at Vic and Irv's and Don and Bob's, and what's the other one? Nick Tahoe's. And what are we getting? We're getting a Vic and Irv's down here. Oh, God, that's going to be great. That's like going to Rochester without freezing your ass off. Although you can't smell the lilacs. Can you smell it? Here's a call from Kendall. Hello. Probably is ozone. Yes.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Good.
I got a few I haven't heard.
Sure, go ahead.
Anyone mention Tim Hortons Donuts?
We don't have that here. Was there one in Boca?
No, there used to be one in, I think, Oakland Park Boulevard.
I'll be damned.
Lauderdale.
Got plenty of them in Toronto, eh?
Yeah. How about Ocean World, Fort Lauderdale?
Been there, done that, had it.
How about on behalf of all the plantation police, the food spot on University and Broward Boulevard?
Yeah, we didn't have that one. I think that's why that place went out of business. I think some folks, I don't want to mention no names, ate them out of business.
Have a good weekend.
You too, thanks. Yeah, that's a food spot. It used to be on the corner there, Broward and University. And early in the morning, you go in there, and there were all the plantation's finest, hanging out, making the coffee, checking out the donuts to see if they were, really fresh. Of course, after you take 15, 20 bites, they're mostly gone. Now, let me ask you about Krispy Kreme. Now, not that I want any, because I can't eat that. Well, but you like a lot of places now, since they're branching out and they're so popular, you go into some of the fast food joints, or like some of the, not fast food, but I mean in the, gas stations where they have the mini markets. And they have a crispy, have you seen them? They have a Krispy Kreme
display.
thing.
Yeah.
Right. Now, do you think that those are as good as the ones you get?
They get them delivered from the donut shop. How fresh they are is anyone's guess.
Yeah.
I've bought them there before. They were, fine. They were crispy and creamy.
They were crispy and creamy?
Sure, and wet.
Really? 26 past noon at 560 WQM. I guess I'll get my Tom Brady picture back up on my desktop here during the break. Speaking of that. Hey, are you in need of car insurance? Have you gotten tickets in the past or had an accident? Do you have bad credit? Well, if you answered yes to any of these things or to all of these things, here's the number to call. 1-888-506-7283. That's the number for Florida First Insurance. They've got the car insurance policy for everybody regardless of your past record. They've got low down payments. You can get the car insurance you need for as little as $35 a month. Call them now, toll free, 1-888-506-7283. Have a few more of those, Duff. They're good for you. Florida First Insurance offers free quotes. They're family owned and operated with years of experience. Is he checking out the White Hots? I told you he's practicing for Sunday's show. You deserve the car insurance you need, but you need to call them now, toll free, 1-888-506-7283. If you need insurance for your home, life insurance, health or commercial insurance, Florida First Insurance are the people who get it done for you. And right now is a special promotion. Stop by any Florida First Insurance location, get you a quote, and you'll get 2 free casino cruise passes, compliments of Las Vegas style marketing, a $60 value, absolutely free. So call 1-800. What is it? 1-888. Well, I'm so carried away by these weenies. 1-888-506-7283. A what?
Nothing.
1-888-506-7283 to get a car insurance quote from Florida First Insurance and get 2 free casino cruise passes absolutely free at the same time. Don't forget, no matter what your car history record is, these are the people to talk to. Florida First Insurance for all your car insurance needs. Call them now, 1-888-506-7283.
We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
You bastard.
Hey man, it's Keith Richards of the Rolling Stones. Like you didn't know that, right? I mean, that's like saying, hi, I'm the Pope from the church, man. Anyway, I want to talk about me website, KeithRichards.com. Now, me friends have asked me to remind people there's some things you don't want to have found on your computer. Apparently there's a few rock and rollers out there who don't follow the rules, man. There's no child porn ever. I mean, there's no wiggle room on it, man. Even if you're doing research for, like, your own automobile biography or whatever. See, with me, being as old as I am, anyone under 40, it would be child porn, right? I mean, the only porn legal for me to view is Nancy Sinatra in them damn boots of hers, man. Those boots have seen better days, I'll tell you. I do have a couple of favourites that I view quite often. I got one of Phyllis Diller getting changed backstage at one of them Dean Martin roasts, and you can see quite clearly part of her left teat. I also got a great bush shot of George Bush in his drawers, changing for a quick jog. It doesn't excite me a lot, but it is a pick-me-up smile maker. The only other porn picture legal for viewing, for me anyway, and people of my age, if there are any left, is me picture of Janet Reno making wee-wee out by a fence in Waco, Texas. It's sick, man. But I'm not. Carry on, rock and rollers, and remember, delete your cookies. If you're using Microsoft Explorer, go to Tools, Internet Options, and click Delete Cookies. If you're using Mac, I don't know, man. I mean, Mick's got a Mac, one of them shiny orange ones. It looks like a George Foreman lean mean grilling machine. I've put me swordfish in that thing more than one time, and Mick goes crazy. So anything about Mac, you've got to ask Mick. All right, check me out online, KeithRichards.com. Peace out.
No, as a matter of fact, it's not. It's, yes it is. But we knew that. It's 12:34 at 560 WQM, a little behind-the-scenes stuff. George and I discussing this and that. And mostly that. So we got the Mad Dog coming up at 1 o'clock this afternoon.
All right.
Super Bowl Sunday, baby. Bucks. Final score, Bucks 31, Oakland Raiders 21. How's that sound to you?
What'd you just say?
I said, who do you like? Well, you're going to be watching the Super Bowl, aren't you?
The what?
Anybody in America, even people who hate sports, people who wouldn't know a football from a kumquat, they watch the Super Bowl because it's there and it's they're supposed to. George, being independent-minded and being a militant little bastard, he will not watch it. He will not watch the pregame festivities unless maybe Britney's going to be there naked.
Hanging a boob out, at least.
Right. Oh! Speaking of which, you see, sometimes I forget things because there's so much going on. You know, like it's cold. So much going on here.
Cold as a witch's
ass. But, guess who sang the national anthem at the first playoff game, which would have been the Eagles and the Bucks last Sunday? I'll give you a clue.
David Hasselhoff.
Friend of your, wrong sex, I think. Wrong gender. She knows you, you know her.
Jolene Daniel.
Blonde. More famous than that. Married somebody I like a lot.
That fucking bitch.
Come on. How many blonde singers, or at least singer I use loosely, have been in the studio with you?
Oh, Jessica Simpson.
Simpson sang the national anthem. Nick was nowhere to be seen.
Ah.
Jessica Simpson.
Did she get new boobs?
I didn't ask. I'll ask Nick.
Take a look at them.
Yeah.
If you can see them, then she got new boobs.
So in other words, she doesn't have any boobs?
She didn't.
Well, maybe Nick thinks she's a guy. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Boy, you talk about a group of guys, 98 Degrees, they're so good. Of all those boy bands, that whole genre, they really could sing. I'm not talking about in the studio where like anybody can be made to sound good, because like the Backdoor Boys couldn't sing their way out of a paper sack live. And I'm sure that concert I went to where I got pneumonia from Woody Graber that time in Palm Beach, I'm sure that was like all canned. It had to be.
Lip stunk.
Yeah, the lip stunk. But 98 Degrees could sing a cappella. They never did any of that stuff. They sang it live. They were great. But once he got going there with Jessica, that was it. You know who turned on him?
No, God.
That was the end of him. Pinecrest, hello. Pinecrest.
Good afternoon, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was wondering if anybody said O'Casey's in Pinecrest.
O'Casey's
is now gone.
Oh, I'll be damned.
Great Irish place. Terrible food, but great place.
Okay.
And also Velvet Cream Donuts. Used to be down in Cutler Ridge.
Yeah, that was on there.
Okay. Thank you, Neil. I appreciate it. Love the show.
1 out of 2 ain't bad. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, there's a guy under 100 who's reminiscing a little bit. We understand that a lot of you punks out there. Oh, gee, this is so... Well, the other people like it, okay? Let's have something for all us old farts, just once a year maybe, you know? Leave us alone. We're living in the past and, quite frankly, looking at what we got now. Oh, look at what's on, George.
Over 5 years, hidden costs of filter replacements and electricity can add up to over $1,000. The Ionic Breeze Quadra requires no filters and uses almost no electricity. Try it in your home for 2 months. If you don't love it, send it back. Sharper Image will give
5 easy payments of only $70.
Through this exclusive offer.
Did you say screw this offer?
Send you a free bathroom Ionic Breeze. This compact
Look at that, they
plug-in
send you a
helps
free
even
one for the
dirty
bathroom. Oh,
vessels
God, I
fresh
could
and
use
clean
that.
24 hours a day. The $69 bathroom Ionic Breeze is yours free when you order today. And that's not all.
1-800, write down the number,
Call now
556
and be sure to ask about free
0289.
shipping.
Call 1-800-556-0289.
Help
Just in
eliminate
case
chemicals.
this other deal don't work out for me, okay? Oh, I'm sure it will. Because it's, Miguel said it's somebody that somebody knows. Here's one that says, Dear Neil, you forgot Godfather's Pizza. No, we didn't. Doesn't qualify. We got it by the Hess gas station. Does this sound like a little redundant to you, all of these? Better than Pizza Hut and Domino's? Yeah, well, of course, Domino's. I guess the less I say about Domino's, the happier they'll be, you know? Anybody would confuse that with pizza. I mean, that's not even Italianish.
No.
Here's one that says, oh, Clarence brought me another check. Thank you. My favorite is a Florida business that's no longer around. I don't understand this. Plantation Hospital? This is a chronic regular faxer who must spend a lot of time watching General Hospital and Guiding Light and Passions, where half of the town seems to spend a good part of their time in a hospital, just hanging around. Plantation Hospital, not Plantation General, which is still there. Plantation Hospital was on Sunrise Boulevard across from Plantation North High School, right behind before the JCC. I love that place. What a blast. Well, there must have been some really kinky stuff going on there at Plantation Hospital, you know? Must have been a lot of people in them hospital beds. Yes. If you catch my drift. What was that movie?
Which one?
The one the movie where they're doing all the...
Gaslight.
Gaslight with Audrey Hepburn and Charles Boyer. That was it. 5670560. Where they were doing all the crap in the hospital. Was it not Hospital George C. Scott? This was like a slapstick thing.
I know what you're talking about. I saw it.
Yeah, what the hell was that? It was good. Well, it'll come to us right after we go to Godfathers. Here's Kendall. Hello.
And Penrod's.
Hello?
And Penrod's. Yes, sir. And the
Neil?
elbow room. Yes.
Neil, love your show. There's two businesses I can remember. One was Miami Serpentarium. Remember in Southgate?
Had it.
What about Tamiami Gun Shop on Bird Road?
Okay, what about it? 5670560. Boy, I'll tell you, after today, we're drawing the line. Remember what Johnny Cash said? I draw the line. I walk the... Well, look what happened to him.
It's still happening.
Yeah. They're all over his face, all the lines. Boy, he's looking not too good, Johnny. He's got a burning desire. And it's written all over his craggy puss. 524 votes. By the way, did you see how much food Muff yanked out of here?
Those burgers were extremely good this time around.
Yeah, they always get better each time. Wayne Arnold and his good, close, like Tonto to the Lone Ranger, Hudson, who probably drives a Studebaker. Don't you love this, the way he always brings me in the latest literature? Wayne Arnold for Davie Town Council. You got one, too.
Yeah. Use it
Wayne's
for a
got the skills, the integrity, and this is, and I'm not sure, see, it's got a slimmer picture and a much fatter picture. Seriously, he amazes me. You remember last time he was in here, I was scared for him. He weighed 600 pounds and he was like a human walking wrinkle. Today he looked pretty good.
Maybe he binges and purges, but for months at a time.
Or maybe there's more than one Wayne Arnold, like Sodom, huh?
He's a twin, a clone. He's
Something
got a clone.
to think about. Yeah, maybe he's been cloned by the Clonade Raelians. 19 to 1 at 560 WQAM. If you want to get yourself a great night's sleep tonight, tomorrow night, and the next several months and years to come, get a great name brand mattress at an unbeatable price from, you know by now. If you don't listen to this show. Dial a mattress. Call 1-800-MATTRES. They'll have you sleeping like a baby for months and years to come. They got Sealy, Serta, Simmons, King Coil. You know all those names because they're the top names in the business. And they've got them all in every size and style ever invented. When you call 1-800-MATTRESS, you'll talk with an expert bedding consultant who knows their crap inside and out, and they'll hook you up with exactly the one you're looking for because they got it in stock. No bait and swish, no phony sales, just great, unbeatable, everyday low prices, and delivery like you never heard of in your life. Because they deliver when you want it. Any day, 7 days a week, 2-hour window you pick, noon to 2, 1 to 3, whenever it's convenient for you. Dial a Mattress prides itself on their 99% on-time record. So do what all of us here at QM are doing more and more. George has done it. Miguel's doing it right now, as a matter of fact. I'll be doing it. We got a great mattress from Dial a Mattress and love it, every second of it. Call 1-800-MATTRESS, M-A-T-T-R-E-S for Dial a Mattress. They'll have you sleeping like a baby for 10,000 years.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Hi there, you bastard.
The commercial you're about to hear has been adolescently subjected to a moronic series of edits and changes with no endorsement or authorization by the original advertiser. We apologize, however, stand by our mission to make everything that is good and decent look as ridiculous as possible.
Just days after Coca-Cola announces their new flavor, Vanilla Coke, here comes a new taste from Pepsi. Ba 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 ba. The joy of French toast. New French toast Pepsi. Smooth, eggy, creamy, carbonated bread. Ba 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 ba. The joy of French toast. New French toast Pepsi. Available now.
You know, we used to like Pepsi a lot until they dumped Britney, you know? Until they dumped her ass. She's a little bit too racy for the image they want to portray. Maybe they'll go back to somebody more normal like Michael Jackson. It's 14 till 1 at 5. Yeah, they got some nerve. You know, they dump her. They had Michael Jackson on there while he was burning his hair up. But she's just a little bit too bizarre and maybe a little bit too sexual, and stuff like that. Man, no wonder Coke buries them, you know? I mean, Pepsi tastes so much better. Not even Coke tastes like medicine, which is what it was originally.
Yeah, right. That's right.
It was originally sold by in the carnivals, the carny guys. It was sold like as a
hangover remedy.
As a all-around remedy
with cocaine,
an elixir,
cocaine,
or a good mixer. 5670560 pound 560 on the AT&T line. I'm telling you, after today, no more of these, except maybe a couple of more days. How long have I been saying that? It's like we just opened up Pandora's box, man, and look what popped out. Here's where am I? Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir. It must be the ozone.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk to you about this one restaurant called Bubba's Restaurant and Jazz Club.
I think we had that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Right down the street from Peaches on Sunrise?
Yeah. Can you believe that Peaches is gone?
I used to love going there.
I mean, that was there, that had to be there for like 600 years, don't you think?
Yeah, and they closed Bubba's and turned it into an auto toy store.
Again? Just what we need are a few more auto toy stores.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Where I noticed
we
the
need
FBI's
more
been hanging
jazz
out.
greats to come down here because all the greats went there.
You got it. Okay, have a great day, pal.
All right,
thanks. He's right. You see that story about the auto toy store on a couple of days ago? About they were like investigating and palpitating and...
No.
Almost bought a Lamborghini there many years ago. Remember back in those, no you don't, Ferrari days.
What about him?
I'm just saying, I didn't buy no Ferrari there. It was like next door, whatever's next door to the auto toy store.
You had just gotten rid of your Ferrari.
Good.
We're in the
Oh, no wonder I feel so much better and I'm so much happier. Look at my Corvettes for like a third of the price of those kinds of other cars.
You can actually
in
drive
addition to it, yeah, you can actually take it out and drive it, as opposed to those other cars which are toys for rich boys, which leaves me out.
Leave it in the garage. Clean it with a diaper.
Toys for plastic assholes, and believe you me, there's nothing worse, like the Tidy Bowl man says, than a plastic asshole.
If you get colon cancer.
Is that what they put in?
Right.
Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Yeah, Neil.
I'll think about that while I'm enjoying my White Hots. Yes, sir.
Two that you left off, I think, because I've been listening for
Really? Okay.
Yeah, St. Francis Hospital
I'll be damned.
and Mike Gordon's Seafood Restaurant.
No, that was on there.
It was on there?
1 out of 2 ain't bad, though. 500. Even Pete Rose didn't bat 500.
Right, but he's not in the Hall of Fame.
Good. Thank God. Okay, thank you. Yeah, Pete Rose now is going to admit that he bet on baseball. Whoopee-doo, yeah. So now can I get in? See, I used to be in favor of getting in because you're supposed to be in those things based on how you played, not on whether you're a scumbag or not, you know. But now that they're trying to say, oh, well, he'll be a great spokesman for the game. Yeah, right. Ask some of the tellers at the tracks around town what a great spokesman for the game he'll be, okay? Plunging his brains out, Petey, huh? At least at last report, with those big stacks of $100 bills on the tables that vanish very rapidly from what I'm hearing. Come on, Petey, tell us it ain't true. Tell us you're not gambling no more like a wild man. Aren't you concerned about that, whether Pete Rose gets in? George is psychotic about it. Here's a call from Tampa. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
Where we discovered that Donatello's is still open. That's the good news.
Yep, they're still around.
Excellent.
Hey, what are White Hots?
They're like bratwurst.
Oh.
They're indigenous to upstate New York, Rochester, and the environs.
I never had any
Well, you ought to go up to Rochester. In the summertime, though, it's warm up there for about 4 or 5 days.
You mentioned a WIOD tribute website with Big Wilson and Bill Calder on there.
Right.
Do you know how I can find that website?
I think you'll just have to do a search for Bill Calder, Big Wilson, because I don't. It was GeoCities something, but I never got it.
Yeah, I tried to do a search on Google with both of those names.
How about Mike?
WIOD
Do a Mike Ranieri search. REINERI.
Okay.
Because it's definitely got to be there.
All right, thanks.
You bet. Yeah, we miss. Look at that. Isn't that pathetic? Big Wilson. What was his name? Bill Calder. Just relax.
Brian Calder.
Brian Calder and Bill Calder, one of my best friends of all time. Great guy. And Mike Ranieri. Really good guy. All gone. Brian Norcross is still doing the weather on Channel 4, though. Of course, he's a young guy, you know. We don't wish Brian any ill health. We just want him to go away. Don't go away mad, Brian. We'd much rather see Bob Soker, because he's a good friend of ours, and he's not as melodramatic. He doesn't put on stupid leather gloves just because it's going to get down to like 35 or 37 degrees. I mean, do you understand how I feel? Having just come back from a December in Toronto, at least half of the month, and half of a December in Amsterdam, where it's even more bitter. I mean, really bitter. And then coming in, and these people acting like a bunch of pussies, man. Oh, it's going to be so cold. Oh, gee. And you idiots running to the store to buy up a bunch of supplies. What do you have to get supplies for when you have a couple of cold nights? My idea is turn the heat on. Isn't that a good idea?
Get snowed in.
Yeah, that's true. You could get snowed in.
Need a lot of canned goods. What if a bear should be rooting through your dog? What are you going to do about that?
Man! The media in this country has got everybody into we don't need ozone. We got the media to drive everybody nuts. Boy, these are really good today, no? You're right.
Chewy.
Every time
bacon.
they come here, the food gets a little bit better. Wayne gets a little bit fatter. Hudson gets a little more, yucks. He just laughs it up. You'll love the neighborhood, by the way. Or how's that go? You won't love the neighborhood, but you love the food.
Right.
Go there in the daytime. 125th and Northwest 7th Avenue. They do have a drive-through. What?
I think that's a drive-by.
They have a drive-through, but like my suggestion is keep the windows closed real tight at night.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Tarnished with the sewer of this place.
Jumped in a taxi cab, I said, driver, Central Park. He looked at me so quizzically, I could tell he was in the dark. So I acted out my park charade, and with my arms the trees I made. 'Cause nobody speaks English anymore. I went down to Miami Beach where the weather is nice and sunny. I walked into a liquor store, but the guy there talks real funny. I asked him for a pint of old Jim Beam. He says, "No entiendo." What does that mean? Nobody speaks English anymore. At the corner deli. Hell, I think I'm in Pakistan. Speak English, smelly. Or you can go back to Iran. I came here many years ago. Learned my ABCs. I don't say muchas gracias. I say pretty please. So get yourself to a classroom quick. You're in America now. Stop making me sick. Nobody speaks English anymore.
12:58 at 560 WQAM. Almost at the end of another week. Boy, this week sure went by fast, you know, and in spite of all the psychosis and angst and hysteria. So anyway, our best advice is, Zach, watch your back, okay? Although I think maybe they, you know, because the guests have been kind of weak. Anyway, here's a fax that just came in. It's now us fat people got to stick together, Zach. You're okay in our book, okay? But those guests, long-time listener, first-time faxer, this one says, I just finished reading a book I think you'll enjoy. It's called, wait till you hear this, George. Since they're regaling us with all kinds of stuff we've never talked about or heard of, it's called Fast Food Nation, The Dark Side of the All-American Meal by Eric Schlosser. Well, how is he going to know that I not only talked about it on air? In fact, that book is up in my apartment in Toronto, so I'll reread it, Peter, when I go back up there. It attacks the fast food industry, mainly McDonald's. I'll personally never put a hamburger in my mouth again. The book is full of amazing statistics and facts and shows just why we're such an obese nation. Enjoy your show, Peter says. Thanks, Peter. It is a great book. We talked about it at length. But the problem is because we're creatures of habit and we like the way things taste, you know? You read all of that stuff, and I'm never going to touch that again, I'm never going to have another steak, I'm never going to have another burger, and we'll do it. You know? You just don't think about it.
No. Think about what?
I mean, like if you're going to sit down and have a great steak, you don't think about the slaughterhouses and all those things we were talking about the other day, and you see the filth and the blood on the floor and the schmutz. You just don't think about that.
Right.
You think, oh, it's nice and it's broiled to perfection and it's nice and juicy and loosey and goosey.
It came from the steak tree.
That's one of my favorites, the steak tree. Anyway, what's your favorite self-loader business that's no longer around? We asked our final. It's up there all weekend, NeilRogers.com. 546 votes, and a few of them are real. Eastern Airlines has moved into first place. How do you like that? Bobby Maduro, forget about him. Six Flags Atlantis, Water Park Sunrise Musical Theater, Topless Car Wash, Wolfie's Playboy Club, Hollywood Sportatorium, New England Oyster House. And you know what we left off of there? What about the first team?
Bye! The Neil Rogers Show on 560 WQAM, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
There's nothing like a talk show host holding a big black dildo while you're trying to do an update.